You ask nationality or race or ethnicity. Y'all from Hawaii, so you got to be kind of specific.
Race.
You know, we don't race. We're a lot different than most people. Are you recording?
Yeah, I'm recording now. I'm recording now.
I'm asking.
Yeah, well, keep me off camera then. I'll answer in the background if I'm not on camera. No, I don't want to be recorded.
What's your race?
I'm black. As far as a race.
The color?
You said a race, right?
Yeah.
There's a start and a finish to that, right? So as far as a race, I'm black. As far as my ethnicity, I'm African. As far as my nationality, I'm either American or Hawaiian because I grew up in Hawaii and they have their own nation there too. So,
okay.
Yeah, it depends on how you look at the word, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so you asked me 3 different ways. What's my nationality? What's my race?
I thought I could ask a simple question.
Yeah.
But I understood you think deep, right? I got you.
Yeah.
All right.
So, how long y'all been doing this for?
Forever.
For wherever?
For forever.
Or forever?
Yeah, it's all about the future.
So you guys got a church, a building, an organization?
This is it. Church right now.
This is the way the guy
you guys have a place we can walk into privately though, or you guys only do it in public?
This is supposed to be a public. That's the Bible says.
So you guys do like the disciples kind of thing, teach to the public.
That's the way. You don't believe in Jesus Christ.
Oh, I've read it all. That's why.
You read it all?
Yeah.
All of it?
Be an assistant pastor. Yeah, I've been to theology classes.
And now you don't believe.
I've learned it in 3 different languages, bro.
And now you don't believe in it.
Like I said, I wasn't taught by black people. I was taught by white folks. Right. A Pentecostal church, and I went to the top. I went through all my theology classes. I passed all. But then I started learning about Egypt and Africa, and Hebrew Israelites were black and this other stuff. Then I started getting into like to become a pastor and what they teach you about being anathematized. And that you have to teach their doctrine or you're anathematized. And then they start showing that in scripture. So then that's when I got into Semitic and all the other stuff. And I learned about languages. And then I had to take my linguistics. And when I took linguistics, it cracked all that shit. When you look at languages, it just cracks everything, dude.
Greek and Hebrew.
Greek, Hebrew, all that. French,
let me explain something.
Latin.
Let me explain something. The problem with you got to go ahead.
This is Ephesians chapter 4, verse 14. It says that we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro, and carried about with every wind of doctrine by the sleight of men and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive.
Do you guys explain?
That's
like
what
if somebody asked, like if somebody wanted to know something, they're like, if I ask you a specific scripture, you explain it to me?
Absolutely.
Okay, Galatians 4, chapter 4.
The whole
chapter? What verse you want?
Verses probably like the end, like 20 to 30, the last 10 verses.
What's the topic?
Is that too deep?
No. What's the topic?
I mean, is that too deep? It's a simple question.
Hey guys, we
When I was explaining the church, that proves that.
I give all praises.
Abraham was fake.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? So before we get into it, let's give all praise, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Harakakadash.
Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone and Shalom Wabarakadam to the tabernacle of David, the hopeful elect. We out here dealing with the average American Joe Smo. You know, a lot of people, they read this book and usually it's supposed to liberate you, but really people without the Holy Spirit, they actually get strained by it, man. It messes up their mind.
Matter of fact, real quick, get Isaiah 28, I think it's like 13 or 14.
Go ahead.
Isaiah 28 and 13. But the word of the Lord was unto them precept upon precept, precept upon precept.
I was saying,
No, because I'm telling you, I'm telling you the way to understand it. You gotta bounce around and get the full understanding of the Bible. You can't read it.
like I said,
Genesis to Revelation.
I was an assistant pastor.
I know.
I've been to college for it, so I understand it.
You don't understand.
You wasted so much money.
That's why I'm asking you guys.
and so
You say
much
that's not
time.
what it is.
I'm telling you,
You wasted your life because
Nah, man, I just moved on.
evidently, if you went to
moved
school
on.
for this and you put all that time and money into it, only to come out and find out that
You don't believe
you don't believe in it.
No, I'm
then
just
you
looking
wait.
at what
What
the
was the
Bible
point?
taught me, not what anyone else taught me.
Right.
What that scripture
Well,
said.
this is why.
So,
well, this is why I'm reading this.
if you can
This
explain
is exactly
how
why I'm reading this.
The
This
Bible
scripture right
says
here.
he's in the.
This is exactly why I'm reading this scripture.
Okay,
Because
but
when you
listen,
read it, this happened.
can you
Go ahead.
explain how the Bible might say
But
he's
let-
a
let-
metaphor,
let us-
but you guys say
let
he
us-
walked the earth?
But the word of the Lord was unto them,
No-
precept upon
nobody can
precept,
contradict the Bible
precept
for
upon
it.
precept.
I just want my
The reason
question
why he's
answered.
speaking,
You will.
He doesn't. He
How?
doesn't.
You're not
He doesn't.
even going into
You're not
Galatians.
looking.
Look, it
I
doesn't
got
matter
Galatians
what
right here. We just gotta
Okay.
say that. Oh, slack.
It doesn't matter what scripture we present to him. The angels are standing over him, blocking
Yeah, the
his
Mutah.
understanding.
Believe what you want.
Okay,
man. That's
he's
your
not going to
beliefs.
believe it no matter what you say.
What does the word?
Like it says, their conscience is already seared with a hot iron. You read that in what was that 1 Timothy 4? You know, they will not.
I know
They
all
will.
those lines. They repeat them
they
a lot
will,
in church.
Get it real quick. Get that real quick. 1 Timothy 4:1.
It's 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 1. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils, speaking lies and hypocrisy.
If I may say, the breakdown of the Bible according to theology, the seminary schools and all that, is a doctrine of devils. They perverted the true meaning of the Bible. For one, they didn't teach it because they didn't have it, for they had a real understanding, but they knew it had power, so they used it for their own position and gain in politics on the earth. Absolutely. But the Heavenly Father has given us His Spirit to truly understand what we're about.
Speaking lies and hypocrisies, having their consciousness seared with a hot iron, forbidding to marry and
That's it. That's it.
That was it.
So his mind and conscience is ready. Whatever philosophy that he went into, it pretty much it was seducing enough to him to leave off from the understanding of the scriptures and to double off into these other extreme philosophies out there, man. That's what happens, man. And you can't get mad at a guy like that. You know, the Most High, he made sure that this truth will be very complex and esoteric to where only a small group of men will really have the understanding.
That's why
Everybody else is going to try to seek it, they're going to read it, they're going to study it, but they're going to have doubt because they can't really figure out the fullness of the understanding of the truth. You know?
So I'm assuming that you guys read the Hebrew then.
Yes, we do.
What about the
Isaiah
French?
28 and 13, but the word of the Lord was unto them precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line.
That's the way you're supposed to read it. But if you don't read that way, this is what happens to you. Or if you read this way without the Spirit of the Heavenly Father, this is what happens to you.
Line upon line, here a little and there a little, that they might go and fall backward and be broken and snared and taken.
Yeah, it traps you up because you don't know how to put the puzzle together. This book is a puzzle. It's written in a mystery. So it's a puzzle to where you can't see it unless the Heavenly Father allows you to make the connections where they need to be made.
It look like you kind of just
Man, I'm just waiting for my answer. I'm just because y'all keep saying you're gonna lead up to it. So I'm letting y'all bring out whatever y'all gotta bring out to lead up to it, man. I don't want to interrupt y'all and you say I'm
No,
rude.
but we have an audience too.
Yeah, so I understand that. So if you're gonna lead up to it, I'll be quiet till you get
for
there.
edification. What
Yeah, I'll wait till y'all get there.
Go to Galatians 4.
Yeah, this is Galatians chapter 4, verse 22. For it is written that Abraham had two sons,
Yeah, that's exactly
the one by a bondmaid.
More than two sons, by the way.
Yeah.
But then they have to write this because it talks about these particularly two sons. This is important.
Where
one-
would it break down to Genesis?
Genesis. Yeah.
Okay.
The one by a bondmaid,
What kind of nationality was the bond man?
The bond servant from Abraham, Egyptian, right?
Egyptian, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And she was like another nation.
How's your
the other by a free woman.
God was with her son in the wilderness or something. Right?
Yeah, because they sent her off.
The other by a free woman,
Sarah.
Fine.
but he who was of the bond woman was born after the flesh.
Wait. Who was the son of the bond woman? Who was Abraham's
Black
son?
God?
Who was Abraham's son of the bond woman? What was the name of that son?
Who was was Abraham's son of the
With the
bondwoman?
Somebody
I can't think of it off the top of my head.
It's Ishmael.
Ishmael.
Somebody give
Yeah,
Romans 11.
Ishmaelites.
I got it right here. Romans 11:7.
And that would be the cousins to the Hebrew,
No,
right?
no.
Yeah, are they not the cousins to the Hebrews or something? Right?
Yeah.
Something like that, right?
Yeah, read that right quick. We will go right
Well,
back.
I'm trying to go a little
Romans
bit
chapter
further
9,
in,
verse
though.
7. Yeah, that's what we're doing. That's why I read that
I meant
first
where
verse.
he was reading at, though.
I know, no, we're gonna go further, but this is why it says you have to jump around to get the full understanding. We're gonna go through it the right way to do it. We're
Got
gonna
it.
ask you-
Got it.
That's why I read
I'm
that.
not lost. I'm waiting for him to read
got
that.
it.
It says these things, for these things are
But
symbolic.
for those that understand, we
Because
have
a lot of people jump around. That's why they don't understand.
So we're doing it the right way. For the audience, they understand. If you listen, you can catch it.
Romans 9 and 7. Neither because they are of the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be
This
called.
went from Abraham to Isaac, right? To Jacob, right? Know that part? Go ahead back to Galatians.
That's it.
Which-
I don't think he's gonna ever get to.
But he who was of the bondwoman was born after the flesh, but he of the free woman was by promise. Which things are an allegory, for these are the two covenants.
Those things are an allegory. You guys know what an allegory is? What is an allegory?
Matter of fact, don't play with it.
No, I'm just serious. What is an allegory?
We're gonna get to the absolute understanding of an allegory.
Yeah, look it up, because once you realize that things are allegoric, that's when you start to realize
So that
what's
means
the
that means it
metaphoric
didn't
aspect.
happen? That
Yes,
means
it
it didn't
does.
happen?
It's like when a cow jumped over the moon. Did that really happen?
Can a cow
it's-
jump over the moon?
no, but it was there to teach their children about the time of the Great Depression, that they couldn't feed their children. So they sang them these allegories, these nursery rhymes.
Right. So
And
what
that's
was
an
the purpose?
allegory, bro.
So what was the
It's there to
purpose?
teach you
So what was the
that
purpose?
Abraham didn't exist, brother.
That's the meaning of the
I'm
This
glad
guy-
y'all
now
got
he's bugged
the
out.
point.
That's not the point.
Hey, but they don't
You
fled
know,
with no man
demons are
pursuer.
so,
Hey.
they gotta say what they gotta say.
Yeah.
That's what they always do. That's what they always gotta do. He didn't want to stand and get cut up in the spirit.
Yeah.
You know? That's why I knew it wasn't for him. You know, he hurry up and get to the scripture so I can run up the block.
He was waiting for us to get to a certain point so he could make his bugged out
Right,
point
yeah.
and then exit.
Yeah, that was a
he's a
Satan.
demon,
That was a
man.
satanic aspect. Yeah, they let him go. He just
Turkey French.
with his pork casing.
Let's break it down real quick. Hop on the other side.
Oh, you have different definition of allegory?
Don't even worry about that. You know, if you got it up, then we can read it. But go ahead.
Allegory, a story, poem, or picture that can be interpreted to reveal a hidden meaning, typically a moral or political.
Right. But he don't understand why that's in the Bible, though.
What was the
Allegory is not pertaining to the actual
account.
people.
None.
Basically, Sinai was a representation of Isaac, and Arabia was a representation for Ishmael.
Right.
That's all that meant.
Right.
That's all that meant. But he tried to take that to mean
Because it's
it means something else to them.
Because the reason that Arabia and Sinai were the people that was in those places.
Right.
The place represents the people represent the place. So it was in reverse. Represent the place. It was represent the people of that place. Sinai, we all know that the Hebrew Israelites from Sinai get the law. Right? Just like Arabia is where the Israelites
That's the Sinai for Ishmael,
Right.
Arabia. That Mecca where they pray to the Kaaba. But he made that a whole nother meaning just to justify or rationalize within himself that, oh, well, that's saying that this is fake. This is just an allegory, so I'm gonna just put the whole book down. I'm gonna stop believing that the whole thing off of that one. Hey,
Right.
that's why the
The
scripture
whole
tell you
book.
get Isaiah 8 and 14. All right, Romans 11 and 7. All the scriptures that tells you that these scriptures is a stumbling block to the wicked.
That's why.
So
I
Rock
read that.
39 and 24.
Isaiah 8:14.
He stumbled off of that one word in that verse, and now all of a sudden the Bible
The
is
whole book
corrupt.
is no good. You just put all that.
But you didn't even under. That's why the scriptures say not to be wise in your own conceit. It tells you, what was that, Proverbs 3? Lean not to your own understanding.
The 4th chapter, with all I get,
With all I get understanding. That dude, he leaned upon his own understanding, which his own understanding was totally corrupt. And the Most High did that to him. I'm not mad at that dude. And he was real proud. He was proud as nigga walking around with
hot dogs.
a pack of big ass jumbo pork cased hot dogs, GMO processed hot dogs, but you over the word of the Most High though. You could just denounce the word of the Most High like you.
But you left all of this to go into pretty much the Egyptology.
He went into. He basically went into blackism.
Yeah.
That's what I call that shit.
That's the first question he asked. Is this y'all black? Is this black?
Right.
Oh, nigga, we ain't about none of that.
That's because the Lord took him from the light and put him in darkness.
In blackness.
In blackness. That was reserved for his ass. Go ahead.
It's Isaiah chapter 8, verse 14. And he shall be for a sanctuary, but for a stumbling.
Hey, Salak, I remember faces, bro. Because he said, I think I remember you. We was dealing with that clown on the strip when the brother Elder Yahweh from the Bay was out here teaching on the strip, and he came to us and basically trying to find reasons or faults with the scriptures.
And that's what we said. And that's what Jake does.
They like to find faults in the scriptures.
They just want to denounce why they just want to prove it's not true.
Yeah.
So they don't have the responsibility to have to deal with it. As long as it's not true, then it's all right. But the book is true, and it's gonna speak. As the prophecies are already speaking.
Get that?
And he shall be a sanctuary, but for a stumbling, but for a stone of stumbling, and for a rock of offense to both the house of Israel, or again, and for a snare to the inhabitants of Jerusalem.
I asked him one question: what's your nationality? He was like, what's your race? You can't get past race, right? He named a color. But then he gave me 3 other answers. Well, it depends. We said, well, race is about where you start and where you finish. Like, oh, here we go, this. Where you start, where you finish. For real, that's what race is about?
Total confusion.
How can I ask this question the right way?
Right.
Most I gonna jack you Jakes up, man, for playing games. Keep playing games with it. It's all of the worst perils that the Bible talks about for niggas like that for all you game players out there.
I got a pretty real quick. Proverbs chapter 16, verse 25. There is a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death.
He know he ain't in the right way, but he don't know anyway. He's in complete darkness.
He's confused.
He's complete darkness. He just knows.
I
might as well go do my regular old thing.
All those winds of doctrine. That's why I quoted Ephesians 4. When you get into all these different doctrines of this earth, this world, it'll pollute your mind state. You start believing all type of weird teachings and philosophies. You'll start to go so deep and far into it, your mind is unstable. You start believing in any little bits and pieces of everything, man. It'll bug you up.
That's why you have to be a newborn. You're not a newborn babe coming into this truth, starting fresh, not leaving under nothing that you can't bring that old man and what he knew into this thing. You have to start fresh and humble all the way down like a newborn baby. Because if you start saying, well, I'm black, if you start with something like that already, everything else that you learn is going to be tainted and pushed off to another direction. Anything that you bring into this thing has to be built with a foundation out of this. That's why, do you believe, right? We're talking about, do you believe in Elisha? You have to believe that these miracles happen. You have to believe that this stuff is gonna happen in the future. If you don't believe, your foundation is all jacked up. I got it. Romans 11 and 7. Yeah. But then Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for. He read into 3, 4, 5 different doctrines, directions, looking for answers. Once he realized that there's holes in every direction, he didn't realize there was none in this one because he didn't have the proper understanding. The Heavenly Father didn't want him to know it. Now he can't find nothing, right? It says, Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded.
This thing comes down to the elect, man, to elect of Israel. That's how the Lord set it up, man. He don't want all Israel to get it on the side.
I gotta complete a little bit. says, according as it is written, the Most High has given them the spirit of slumber.
Yep.
Eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear unto this day.
Yep. It's strange and foreign. It's a strange and foreign doctrine to the people that the Most High has been waking up. It's strange to them.
And David said, let their table be made a snare and a trap and a stumbling block and a recompense unto them.
That's right. So if you don't get this truth, man, it's like we can't do nothing with you. We actually put curses on you people, man. You know, for your destruction.
That's the only answer.
You either with this thing or not. You know, that dude actually is our enemy right now. All right, he proved it with his actions. Exactly.
I just want my question answered. You didn't want the answer. You just want us to read it. It says, last verse, it says, let their eyes be darkened, and that they may not see, and bow down their back always.
Eyes are darkened, man. Hey, Babylon, man. You know, you got all kinds of different philosophies that people are wrapped up in, man. All right, and they can't see the light, man. You know, they cannot see the light, man. And it was meant for you not to see the light. All right, like I said before, this thing comes down to the elect chosen out of Israel.
He said he was talking about Edomites.
Yeah.
That's what they put it in. They put that demonic spirit on them.
Yeah.
And they made it because at the end of the day, no matter what, if an Edomite tries to handle this book, all he's gonna do is make you believe that prove that he don't believe in it, that he don't believe in the Most High God. Because all the wickedness that he does, and he gets away with it, he thinks he can keep going. That like there must not be a God, because I'm a wicked ass dude.
Yeah, Esau has no business touching the Bible, even breaking it down. Alright? That's why you got bugged out Israelites in the church, man, in the Christianity, man. Because they learned that Christian doctrine from the slave owners, man.
I was just gonna say,
the transatlantic slave trade.
Being liberated from slavery by your slave master.
Right.
That's an oxymoron.
Yeah.
It don't work. He ain't gonna tell you what's beneficial to you. He ain't gonna tell you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans that you're the real children of God, and he's the damn devil the Bible speaks of.
The Psalm chapter 50, verse 16.
Hold on, Christianity niggas in the church, man, it got worse.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, my grandparents, was in the church when I was a young child, but nowadays these niggas be twerking, listen to hip hop music and shit.
Praise dancing and shit.
It just got crazy, man.
Ain't no real spirituality being taught. The demonic spirit is about all that screaming in the whorehouses. That's all they are.
It's fucking laughable, man. You know, but it's sad. You know, that's why the Lord got to take you out, man, so you can be good, man. You know?
Psalms 50 and verse 16. But unto the wicked the Most High saith.
Who's the wicked? The so-called white man. All right. So the wicked. I mean, you can't learn anything good from the wicked.
Good fruit can't come from a corrupt tree.
You can't understand the good news of the scriptures from the wicked, man. All right, go ahead.
What hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth?
Yep. The wicked, they try to do it, man. They pervert you Israelites' minds, man. All right. And the time's coming where the prophet's gonna be removed off these streets, and that's when the Lord's wrath gonna start to unfold, man. All right. Our people, they catching it, in small numbers, but wait till these numbers start increasing to the thousands. All right. Then you niggas gonna try to ask for what the prophet said. All right. Then you niggas want to know answers, and you ain't gonna find the answer. All right.
Seeing thou hatest instruction.
Esau, the so-called white man, hate instruction. He hates instructions from the Most High. Man. He goes to establish his own thing, man.
and our people are following along with the so-called white man. All right. In Proverbs, though hand joined in hand, the wicked should not be punished. All right. So if you are people, so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, and you had the same mindset with the so-called white man, and you look up to him, all right, you're gonna suffer the same fate, man. All right. Thermonuclear destruction, man. The lake of fire, man. All right. In Revelation, the 22nd chapter, 2014.
And casteth my words behind thee.
Yeah. Esau cast the words of the Most High behind him, man. All right. He can put a Bible, in the courtroom and swear on the Bible in his inaugurations and things of that nature, but he ain't actually reading it and following the law, statutes, commandments in it. All right. It's pretty much just for show. Yeah. All right, because this nation was supposed to be founded on the Bible. All right.
This is 2 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 3. It says, "For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lusts."
Yeah, the sound doctrine is the truth of the Holy Scriptures, man. All right, it's only one truth, man. All right, just like the Elder Support said before, there's ways on how to understand these scriptures, man. And if Most High, y'all Bashim y'all shot and open your mind, give you the Holy Spirit to understand, you're just gonna be caught out there, man. All right, this book is gonna be a stumbling block to you, man. Right.
It says, "But after their own lusts shall they heap to themselves teachers, having itching ears, and they shall turn away their ears from the truth, and shall be turned unto fables."
Turn unto fables, man. Fables, Egyptology, Christianity. All right, believing the Lord was born on December 25th. It's a fable. That's a fable. And that really goes back to Nimrod, man. Pagan god, man. All right. We good.
This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 9 and 1.
All right, we're about to get into prophecy, man. All right? We're about to get into what's going to happen in America, man, and this planet, man. All right? But the time is leading up to them days, man. All right?
He answered me and said, he answered me then and said, "Measure thou the time diligently in itself.
Yep.
And when thou seest part of the sign pass, which I have told thee before, then thou shalt understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest shall begin to visit the world which he made."
And the prophets, the Heavenly Father, we're measuring the time diligently, man.
Exactly.
All right? We're watching the news every day, constantly watching the stock market, watching, different markets. All right? The economy, the global economy. All right? Watching the news of what these other governments doing. All right? And then breaking it down, filtering down through the Holy Bible, man, through the prophecies of the scriptures, man. All right?
You were talking right stuff,
Yeah.
and you backed it up.
Verse 3, "Therefore, when thou shalt see earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world,"
Earthquakes and uproars, man. All right? It's an uproar over there in France, man. Dealing with the fuel, right?
Yeah, the fuel prices are soaring.
Yes or no?
My brother's keeper.
And they said it was like over 280,000 protesters, and somebody plowed through the crowd and killed somebody and injured a lot of people, man.
My people.
Yeah, man.
So it's going down worldwide right now.
All right, man. Hey, that's an uproar, man. All right. Man, what's that? Earthquakes. All right. It's been thousands of earthquakes during the last 5-6 years.
more than that, bro. And one day they had like 60 earthquakes just in this one region over there, I think near China or India.
Right.
I can't think of what they call it, but it's like a circle of fire. Or something.
That's how you know the Lord is on his way, man. The Lord is getting closer and closer to the earth. All right, you got astronomical sightings of chariots, which are the UFOs. I mean, the UFOs, which are the chariots of Israel. All right, the chariots are coming closer to the earth. All right, people are getting better clarity pictures of the chariots now. All right,
It's not a mystery anymore.
it ain't no mystery, man. All right, it's gonna come a time where you ain't gonna be able to hide. You're gonna see it with the naked eye, man. And they gonna show that shit on Fox News, CNN. All right.
Hey, I always like that scene in the first Transformer movie when they showed them coming, and everybody looked through like, oh, what is this? They had on the, oh my God, you know, people had the YouTube and all of that.
Right.
That's what it's gonna be like, pandemonium out there.
Yep.
People gonna be like, oh, we're being invaded by aliens, and you know, they're gonna say all types of crazy stuff. Well, the men of the Lord gonna rejoice. That train is on the way to take us up out of here. That's right.
We can say, look up, because your salvation.
Your redemption's drawing nigh.
Draws nigh.
Zephaniah said, give the people a pure language. They may call on the name of the Lord. It's at Acts 4 and 12. All right.
I got a quick one. So Luke 21 and 11. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilences, and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven.
That's right. Great signs. Like I said, the earthquakes. There's been many earthquakes every day all over the planet.
Yeah.
All right.
Preaching stuff out here.
Hey, step back some.
Give us some space, please. Thank you. Thank you.
Just listen, man. Just listen. Great signs and wonders. All right, the eclipses. All right, the blood moons. All right, the chariot sightings. All right, the different star falling stars and stuff like that. You know,
Comets and
right?
meteorites. You know, all type of strange things that they're finding up in the heavens.
Right.
Apparitions, everything. They're seeing a lot of different amazing supernatural things that are occurring. People are trying to figure out, they try to rationalize what they're seeing. You know?
You saw the government trying to cover up the UFO sightings.
Yeah.
You know?
Pretty soon they're not gonna report none of this stuff, man. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be happening so rapidly that Esau not gonna even put it in their newsroom.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we're in that time, man. All right, we're in that time. You know, brothers getting dreams. You know, dreams about spiritual power, dreams of the kingdom. All right, it's gonna get more and more intense, man. Okay.
Verse 4.
Demons fucking with you more and more. You know. Okay.
Then shall thou well understand that the Most High spoke of these things from the days that were before thee.
That's right. Most High speaking, man. All right, and we know what's going on, man. All right, Amos 3 and 7, real quick.
Matthew chapter 24, verse 29 and 30, it says, immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light. And the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken.
That's that great and terrible day of the Lord, man. All right, the Lord is going to come with his amount of angels in the chariots, while the missiles is on his way, man.
Hey, step back,
the Lord's
man.
going to be destroying this place with laser beams, man. All right, laser beams going to come out the chariots, and they're going to be destroying people, man. All right, before the chariot on top, which is the nuclear missiles, man, destruction.
Right. So, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven.
Yep.
And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn.
All the tribes of the earth, man. All the races of the earth is going to mourn, man. Because race means seed. So all the nations of the earth are going to mourn, man. Because the Lord, he's going to come from the east. He's going to come from the east to the west, man. All right?
You don't know, do
And
you?
he's going to be destroying you soldiers, all right, over there in the Middle East, man. Because you're going to try to fight the Lord, man. But you're going to lose terribly, man. And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds
The
of
Son of
heaven
Man, which is Yahweh Shai,
with power and great glory.
with power and great glory, man. All right? You think the white man got power to wait till you see the Lord when the Lord comes back.
Kind.
All right? That's the power we fear, man.
And you see the sword that the so-called power that Esau got, which caused that devastating fire in California.
You got this shit on camera,
That ain't shit compared to what the chariots, because they got power. They're gonna send. You're gonna see the complete difference between the fires that the so-called white man can send down versus the power that the Lord's gonna come with. It's gonna be total difference. It's gonna be heavenly, man. All right, straight up, man. That's why it said in Isaiah 47, "I will not meet thee as a man." Okay.
Hey, because he ain't gonna be happy when we show up. He's still mad from last time he left. Alright?
Yeah, so the Avengers burn what's in his heart. Alright? So the Lord got that Avenger spirit on him, man.
Pent up anger, man.
This is Amos chapter 3, verse 7. Surely the Lord will do nothing, but revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets.
That's why. That's why when we see things like these chariot sightings, so-called UFO sightings, we rejoice over that. Because it's a secret of what that really is. The government may have certain intel on what that is, but guess what? We know because we have taken what they told us to do. But the rest of these people, it's a mystery to us. We don't know what those are here for and what they're here to do. But we do know, because the Lord revealed the secret unto us. Right? And our job is to reveal the secrets unto you, if you can receive it, if you have ears to hear.
And who are the prophets? We're gonna get who the prophets are, man. This is how you understand the Bible, man. Here a little, there a little, man. Alright?
It's Amos chapter 2, verse 11. And I raised up of your sons for prophets, and for your young men for Nazarites. Is it not even thus, O ye children of Israel, saith the Lord?
That's right. The prophets are the Israelites, man. Alright? The men of Israel, man. Alright? Women can't do what we do, man. Alright? The true breakdowns of the Bible is only given to the prophets, the men of the Lord, man. The men of Israel, man. Alright? To prove that, give me Ezekiel 34:30. We're gonna prove that the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, is only deal with men.
Ezekiel 34, verse 31. And ye my flock, the flock of my pastures, are men.
All right,
and I am
the flock
your
of the Lord is men. It's men. All right, go ahead.
And I am your power, saith the Lord power.
There you go, man. So we already established who the prophets was. All right, what gender the prophets are. All right, and who's going to come out here and do this work? Okay. Yeah, go back to
Second Ezra chapter 9 and verse 4. Yeah, verse 5. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end.
That's right. We're coming up on the trail ends, all right? Trail end of the so-called white man's rulership on this planet. All right? What's that? I'm showing the second Ezra 9 and 6.
6 and 9.
6 and 9 swap.
Yeah, and that's a cut to you niggas that teach that so-called white man isn't a Esau. Because the scriptures tell you who will be the nation, the ruling class nation that will be ruling on the planet Earth prior to the return of the Messiah.
So how could Esau be done away with, or any of that wayward shit?
Exactly. Yeah, that doesn't even make sense. If the last nation that's supposed to be ruling on the planet Earth is still here right before the Lord comes, how are they done away with? And on top of that, who's ruling right now?
He don't believe the Lord's coming. Them guys don't believe the Lord's coming. They think it's already for Esau to be done away with. We have to already be past that 1,000 years in the kingdom of heaven. You show me on earth right now. Where's heaven on earth right now? Who's living in heaven on earth? The Illuminati? That's about it. Nobody else is in heaven on earth. Only them top elite can claim that this is heaven. Hey, and it ain't heaven no more. Okay? It's crumbling right before their eyes. They're sweating at the fact that they see us out here and looking out. We got great plans to rule forever. But those men are out there talking against us in our agenda. Which brings hell upon them. Prophesying of hell to meet them in the near future.
We're going to show you Esau, what his whole characteristics are, man. We're going to show you he's the wicked, man.
It's Malachi chapter 1, verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished.
All right, Edom. All right, Edom comes from Esau, man. All right, Edom is Esau, okay?
But we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down.
Yep, they use slave labor, our people to build up their infrastructure. All right, but the Lord's gonna throw that down, man. Yep.
And they shall call them the border of wickedness.
There you go. Edom is the border of wickedness, man. They're the wicked. All right. So what other nation? It ain't no other nation that's worse than Esau. Right, wickedness. Them gooks, they try to keep up, man. You know. I mean, at least the gooks won't be. The gooks. They crazy.
They right behind you.
They right behind you.
The motherfuckers are out their mind.
Oh, man.
But the standard of wickedness is Esau. He sets the table on how to be wicked in the earth.
He sets the bar.
The
bar.
And it's up high.
Yeah.
He set it up high. You think you can't be more wicked than this? Be around enough Edomites long enough.
And all these nations, they envy Esau because they see the power that he has. Therefore, thus they think that, well, they got their power doing wickedness. We gotta try to reach that level of wickedness.
You gotta understand, the earth was given into the hand of the wicked, so the whole earth. So Esau, which is one nation, they conquered every other nation that's on this planet, man, and set up their own thing, man. They did it to the Chinese, they did it to the Japanese.
Okay.
All right, they did it to the Polynesians. They did it to us. All right, they did it to the Arabs. They're doing it right now to the Arabs, to the Israelites, to the Hamites. Okay, that's how you know who the wicked is.
That whole continent is named after the so-called white man. That's
Exactly.
conquered it.
Yeah.
The diamond, while he on the diamond districts in all these major cities in America and all across the world, when a lot of them diamonds came out of Africa.
And who owns the diamond industry in Africa? The Oppenheimers.
That's how they got their money.
Yeah.
They was born into money, but that's how they maintain their wealth.
They kept flipping wicked deed after wicked deed, playing both sides. They plotted to get to that position. That's what they do.
And the Rothschilds, they learn from Oppenheimers, man. So the wicked, man, the wicked goes deep, man. All right, they're on the left-hand side and they serve Satan, man. They pray to Satan, man. All right. The leader of the wicked, they know there's a Most High, and they pray to Satan, man. All right, on the left-hand side, man. Okay.
Hey, matter of fact, since we going into it, let's get some more scriptures to prove that he's the fucking devil, that he's the wicked. Read that again, and then somebody get Psalms 22 real quick.
Malachi chapter 1, verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord have in indignation forever.
So that precept shows you that the so-called white man is the wicked. He's the border of wickedness, man. You know, basically, anywhere he's at in the earth, you're gonna find some form of wickedness there. You know, and he doesn't have any boundaries, man. You know, he governs himself in wickedness. It tells you that the soul that is lifted up in him is not upright in it. The Lord he created him to be that kind of spirit. You know, that's what balances on the earth between good and evil. You know.
Psalms chapter 17, verse 13. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, thy sword.
And Esau, how you know he's a sword? Because Isaac blessed him with the sword. And he told him, you're going to live by the sword. All right? So he is the sword of the Most High. All this power that he got, he couldn't get it without the Most High. All that the technology that he has, you know, he has direct energy weapons. You know, this guy got microwave guns. He got weapon modification technology, a heart program,
Killer drones.
Yeah, man. He has scientists in the lab create chemicals that he can spread to the people to cause epidemics. You know, all those are different forms of the sword, man.
It's a killing instrument.
Yeah.
And Esau, he tries to tap into the fourth dimension, man.
Yeah.
What's that over there in the CERN?
Yeah.
Gotta pick this up.
I got that.
You still going?
No. I had preset later.
Yeah, real quick. Proverbs chapter 16, verse 4. The Lord hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. He made that sword for the day of evil. The people to make this that evil day, so he could judge all flesh on the earth. And he using this man directly, created for the vessels of wrath, if you will. So he can show his people Israel to lean on him. So he had a purpose in it.
And like when we read in Psalms, the 7th chapter, about the instruments of death, that he prepared the arrows. Esau created that. He created the very weapon that he himself is going to be destroyed with. That's why when you read further down, it says that I think it's in another chapter where it says let them be taken in their own devices. So it's going to be your own device that's going to be responsible for your own destruction. Because you was going to try to use that device for your own counsel, which is your goal is to depopulate the planet so you can rule the earth under the spiritual demon Satan.
Wasn't it when Abraham said something about the destroyer of worlds?
Yeah, that's what he said. I become the destroyer of worlds. That was after they created the atomic bomb that destroyed Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Which they were German Edomites. They were so-called Jew, but they were from Germany. All right. And those are the wise men of Edom.
After World War II, half of the German scientists came to America, and the other ones half went to Russia. So, and that's why we're basically in this arms race right now.
Yeah. You read Timonites, those are the Germans.
I got Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
It's given, man. The Lord gave him, all right, the earth, man, for his purpose, man. All right, Proverbs 16:4, like the elder just read, man. For the day of evil, man.
Okay.
All right, the day of evil is the thermonuclear destruction, man. All right, to destroy America, man. That's the day of evil, man. It's all according to the Most High's will, man. And it's been put, all right, in the Holy Scriptures, man. All right. This is the script, man. The script of the Most High, man. What he's about to do on this planet, man. All right.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
Yeah, man. He saw lies, man. All right. He lied in the Renaissance. All all right, when he covered up the faces of our people, the so-called Negroes, the true prophets,
The iconoclasm.
right? The Lord, all right, he covered his face to make him look like a so-called white man, all right. Also, Esau saying he was the kings and queens of the Dark Ages.
He was
All right.
knights. He was all that.
Right. Esau lies on history, man. All right. That means he's covering up the faces, man.
Destroyed all the ancient relics that they had of our people. The noses, the artwork.
Right. Yep. Back up to the top.
Job 9:24 again. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
Where and who is he, man? That's a question mark right there, man. All right? And through the spirit of Paul Yahweh Shem Yahushua, we're telling you the answer, man. It's a rhetorical question. Right. So the answer's obvious. You know, you go into Second Thessalonians, the answer's obvious. The second chapter, it's obvious who the wicked is. He's being revealed.
But like you're saying, we read in Amos 3:7, it's being revealed to the servants of prophets to tell to you people, to the elect. All right, because that's who has to get this word, has to wake up to who this devil is. Because 2/3 of our people not gonna wake up to who Esau is, and they don't care if he's the wicked. And niggas say, so what? I'm getting money or ignorant stuff like that. This devil's got his foot on your throat. He has had his foot on your throat since he's been in rulership.
Yeah, I got a couple. You want me to bring that outside there? Hold it a second. This is Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16. Yeah. Hey, Paul talking about Esau, man. That's what we're about to say right now. It says, lest there be any fornicator. He talked about Esau twice, man. Romans and Hebrews, man. Yeah.
No, 3 times in Thessalonians. The son of perdition, the man of sin being revealed.
And they spoke of it like, you already know this.
And listen, hold on, it's a lot. How is it that Esau is being condemned from Genesis all the way to Revelation, but yet Edomites can make it? I don't understand that. Every single last book in the scriptures condemns Esau, or has nothing great to say about Esau.
Hey, I don't have a compact Bible. It says the only neighbor of the Israelites is get Edom. And Jonathan, the only neighbor of the Israelites that would come any person.
That's what it means by when the Lord said, I will have indignation forever. The Lord said he's angry with the wicked every day. So you got the wicked among Israel that the Lord is angry with. He's definitely angry at the wicked of Esau. Because really, Jacob, they're the lot of the Most High's inheritance. And they're originally supposed to be a righteous people. It tells you that in Proverbs 12. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked is seducive. So really, a heavy reason why Jake is the way they are. Half of it is Jake is wicked within themselves, but the other portion, the other side of it is because of the environment that they were placed in. Esau contributed to the environment that led to Jake being the way they are, man. Creating ghettos, putting drugs and crates of weapons into their community.
Gun store, liquor store,
right.
Church. Liquor store, gun store, church.
Yeah. And making sure that the opportunities to make decent living is very limited. So Jake ain't got shit to do. They not occupied. They're idle, so it just give them time to just go and be a nigga, man.
Give them time to think of wicked shit to do.
Yeah, I'm about to go and plot and rob somebody because I ain't got no food. Esau created those conditions, man. And they'll try to turn around and say, no, black people are just lazy and you don't want to do shit. Which, I mean, a lot of niggas are lazy. But hey, at the same time, America wouldn't be what it is if it wasn't for niggas.
The hard work for these niggas, the lazy niggas, right? Hey, that song that we sung, my son, whatever his name was, I'm Not a Racist.
Right.
That song broke it down.
Yeah.
The song broke it down.
Yeah, so I mean, his wickedness is why everything is all messed up. People don't have a moral standard anymore. Esau did away with moral standards. It's basically a sin. It's iniquity to have righteous morals in a society. You know.
And if you talk about stuff like transgenderism or homosexuality, they see you as wicked.
You get persecuted.
Yeah, you get persecuted for that.
For thinking the righteous way.
I got definition of Edom. Edomites, a nation and its people who are descendants of Esau. He founded the country, so his name is equated with Edom. The country was called Seir or Mount Seir, which was the name of the territory in which the Edomites lived. I'm gonna just jump down to the last one. Edom figures prominently in the prophetic scriptures.
He figures prominently in the prophetic scriptures. Why? He plays a big role.
Antagonist.
He's the antagonist of the whole book. He has to be throughout the book, playing that wicked role the whole way through. Now you look at the playing out of this script in the earth, calling it the movie and the reality of life, and what happens? He's still that same wicked antagonist, like the script says, like the role he was casted to be.
Edom figures prominently in the prophetic scriptures as the scene of great future judgments.
Yep. What's that? Utter destruction for him and his people.
Yep.
Hey, and that was ordained even before Esau was born.
Right.
It tells you that in Romans 9 before
your children
born, before they did neither good or evil, that the purpose of the Most High should stand.
What's that purpose? To teach you what wickedness was. Have a people that can teach you that because he created them for that. That's why I read that in Proverbs 16. He created the wicked for the dead people to show us what it's all about, to know to stay the hell away from it. When he gets them off the planet, we won't be tainted no more.
She is the only neighbor of the Israelites who was not given any promises of mercy from the Most High.
Yep. He ain't giving no mercy to you. The Most High does not. The narrative don't change. That's why all these Edomites want to change it. And want to say that Esau's not, there's not a predator, there's no more Edomites.
Yeah, they should. they want. It makes them cope better. It makes them sleep better at night if they could just do away with Edom. That's why. Let's just say this happened way in the past, but they can never figure out. They can never give us a time or a date in history when this supposed prophecy was fulfilled. You know, they hoping like hell that they're not these people.
But these elites know. That's why they're trying to come with this new war. They're trying to basically change the word of the Most High by changing prophecy. They're trying to
offset prophecy.
they're trying to offset prophecy. They're trying to continue to have this wicked society go forever. But they're gonna find out the power of the Heavenly Father eventually, real soon.
That's why we use it for just thinking they running something. But Proverbs 20th chapter, 24th verse, it says, how can a man turn away?
Yeah.
You know?
man.
It says that.
A man's goings are of the Lord. How then can a man understand his own way?
The wicked of Esau.
Con.
The Most High allowed Esau to be that way for a purpose. You got it?
Ecclesiastes 4:16. There is no end of all the people, even of all that have been before them. They also that come after shall not rejoice in him. Surely this also is vanity and vexation of spirit. So that was the Lord didn't do away with the race of people, man. All right. The only race that's gonna get done away with is gonna be in the kingdom. All right. And all people gonna know about it. You know, it ain't gonna be no mystery. You know, that's when Esau gonna get done away with, the whole race.
All right, that's the only time Esau, a whole race is gonna be wiped off the planet Earth. And if I can, make it a little more clear, go a little more in depth real quick. The flesh of those people are gonna be just like the flesh of the 2/3 are gonna be wiped away. Right. But those spirits are gonna come back in the loins. Yeah. Like the 2/3 will come back to the spirit, and their spirits will come back in righteousness. The elect. The Edomite spirits is going to be absorbed and come back to the Lord to the other nations. Ain't going to be no more Edomites. But those spirits of the Edomites are going to be in the other nations.
They just going to be dark.
Right.
Big. Oh, just like the serpent in the wilderness. Yeah, he had big. I mean, the Edom. He had pigment.
Right.
And that would be the Lord finally getting rid of the mark of Cain and destroy it. That's just to have that look alone is sin.
Kind.
Hey, when you go into our law, it's a curse. When you go into our exactly. When you go into our law, it's a curse. And that's why Cain do it. It's like, they gonna kill me. This is more than I can bear. Cause I look different than everybody else.
Kind. That's why what he did to Miriam was so special.
She was shook.
Kind.
Nathan and Moses was like, hey, you gotta.
Aaron.
He was like, you can't do this to her. That's too much.
She was out of line.
She was out of line.
Talking to men.
Yeah.
Talking to men.
I didn't get to finish this one. Hebrews 12 and 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, for one morsel of meat sold his birthright.
Hey, anybody ever looked up that word profane for Esau when he's describing Esau?
Outside the temple?
No, that's the Latin.
Okay.
Profanus means outside the temple.
Okay.
The word there is a Greek word. The Greek word is barbelos. Barbelos. And it basically means to be unhallowed, ungodly.
What is unholy?
Unholy. So they're unholy people. They're wicked. By nature, they're naturally wicked. That's why it's nothing for an Edomite to go and have an orgy with a bunch of animals. He'll do some shit like that. All right, he'll have no feelings when it comes to little children. That he'll stick his pink, filthy ass rod in the anus of a little 6-month-old little boy or 16-month-old little boy. Matter of fact, that's on World Star. It was posted today, and he's on the run. They looking for him. Old dusty ass Edomite, man. They're profane. They're wicked. That's the wicked right there.
I gotta say this. You gotta keep this in mind. I like saying this to keep you on the right understanding of who this man really is. For him to do wickedness is doing the right thing.
Kind.
Right.
Yeah. You see?
Kind.
It's just like that. That's in his name. It hurts him to do the wrong, to do righteousness.
Kind. Like you said in it was Vampire in Brooklyn when he was the preacher. He said evil is good.
Yes.
Kind.
And their whole job was to push the narrative on the earth.
Yep.
They was actually Esau has been successful in convincing the world that righteousness is wicked and wickedness is righteousness.
Yep. Absolutely right.
You know, he really convinced the earth, because now you can't say nothing about homosexuals, you can't say nothing about lesbians, transgenders. All right, you can't say nothing about women. You can't talk about you got to be totally politically correct.
You can't check nobody for doing the wrong thing. That's directly Islamic. That's directly what the Heavenly Father told us to do. Amongst us, we got to check the people around us for doing the wrong thing.
You can't use the word hate.
No.
You know, because
you hate. You're a hater if you use the word hate.
Esau knows the Most High hates him, so therefore he tries to demonize the word. And hate just means a strong dislike.
Little left. For you know how that afterward, when he would have inherited his blessings, he was rejected. Without doing good or evil, he was already rejected.
It was already set up. It was already set up for the foundation. It was set up in the spirit that he was. Lord had already chosen his special people before the creation.
Then why even try for it? If he's already chosen them. For their salvation. Because he's already chosen. He said, your word.
He already
You're chosen.
He already chosen.
So why fucking try? We're born in this world of sin already.
Of course. But get that in there. Can we continue to sin?
It's Romans chapter
I think it's the 31st verse.
3. Yeah, 3 and 31. Do we make void of the law through faith?
Because sin is breaking the laws of Moses. That's how you sin.
The laws of the Most
The
High.
laws of the Most High that Moses wrote, gave to our people. That's what sin is. I'm telling you. That's what sin is.
Sin
do we
is
make void
anything
the
that
law?
we were born into already.
I'm telling you what sin is. I just told you.
The
Bible.
Lord says we
I'm telling
were
you
already
what the
born into sin.
Bible- Okay, we can't keep these laws. But go
Oh,
ahead.
but yeah, it's
Go
in the
ahead,
same book
read
too.
that,
Read it.
Go
Look
ahead.
it up.
Go ahead and say that.
The Lord says we're born into sin already.
Do we then make void
That's that drink.
the law through faith? The Most High forbid. Yea, we establish the law.
We establish it. So we don't try to sin. We don't
But
willingly
you're
try
going to
to
act
sin.
like you're better than everybody else and then try to judge them. Because you are not the right
Is that
judge.
what we do? I can
Kinda
judge
righteous
you
man
now.
just go
Like,
things.
I ain't
Go right
judging.
ahead. Because I can judge you too.
That's okay. I don't mean it's right.
Con.
But I would judge you according to what I know from sight and truth. The only thing you need to do is if you want to understand this, just listen. That's it.
No, I've done my years of Bible school. I've done this shit.
Everybody-
You don't know nothing.
I do know. Don't tell me what I don't know, but I do know.
Effeminate.
Feminine ghetto, man.
Yeah, feminine.
Con.
Too much estrogen, man. Hey, you came from a nation of warriors. What happened to you?
I'm a fucking warrior. That's what I am.
But
Don't tell me what I know, what I
but
don't know.
See, like what you doing right
Hey,
there with your
kind,
hands.
kind.
That's black women do that.
Con. A man's gate.
That's
So
I'm not a black woman. I'm a fucking man.
You're not acting like it, my man. The scriptures tell you the girl thought you was not like a man. Remember to show yourselves men when you choose the recipe.
Because if you pay attention, you're on this side. You're on this side. So this book applies to you.
It doesn't apply to me.
Okay, then why are you here?
I just want
Just
you
to
to
be
be
safe.
safe.
Just to be safe.
So you can get judged by him.
To be an adversary.
So you can judge him all the time.
Hey,
And when he
going-
beats
yeah.
you, you gonna remember this time. You gonna remember standing before the Lord up here. Because you know he's in the midst
Oh, you're
of
not
us,
the Lord.
right? I didn't say I was. I said he's in the midst of us.
You're telling me that I'm going to remember this? You're going to remember me when I pass away.
He judges you. You have a good
Have a
day.
good day.
We'll see you on the other side.
I'll see you in hell.
Now, I'm not going to be there with you.
I know you will.
No? Anyway, just they all claim to know the Bible. All these people, they claim to know the Bible.
hey, bro, we gotta light that, bro.
Man, this something's up. Man. It's supposed to stay burning. I need to get a torch.
We need another, just get another back on these songs.
Con.
Get back on the devil.
Chapter 10, verse
See,
2.
he's the wicked of our people.
Kind.
Most High is gonna kill him, and then he's gonna come back, to another brother's loin.
You gonna come back and say,
Yeah, he's gonna be ashamed.
Psalms 10 and 2. The wicked in his pride does persecute the poor.
Hey, so like the Most High hates poor men that are proud, man. How you? I mean, you saw what the so-called white man did to your people.
Con.
He tried to exterminate you, and whatever you have left, he reduced you to a corner on reservations.
Hey,
You don't have shit, so you walking around depressed and defeated, always with a drink in your hand, some type of alcohol. You're defeated. You fucked up. You have no reason to walk around here proud like that. That's why the Most High is gonna have to kill the majority of the other 2/3, man.
Yeah, I love how Muatazak said in LA, man. He said it years ago. He said, your forefathers are rolling over your graves at what you look like now. The Geronimos, the
God.
Montezumas, they're rolling over in their graves. They fought to their last breath to watch you people give in to this white man now. And pick up and accept all of this wicked ass ways.
Sit in,
They fought
bull.
to their last breath against this devil, and now you join hand in hand with him. The Lord is gonna kill you. What you saying, bro?
Sit in bull too.
Sit in bull. I mean, you go down the road and
Con.
They fought to their last breath. Cause, hey, that's why like they slipped that in that Black Panther movie. They said, no, burn me and throw me out to the ships, because my people knew it was better to die than to be a slave. Like, you know how he said it. When he said that, and they slipped that into the movie.
Psalms 10 and 2, the wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined.
Yeah, they imagine that we're going to be taken in devices. Hey, that's why I like it says in that Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, where it says, how is this man numbered among the saints? So we thought his end to be without honor. Yep. All them wicked devices, all the negative ends that you have for us, that you know we're going to live out, the things going to happen to you and more.
Well, it's already beginning with the curses being put on.
Yeah.
That's why it's more and more Edomites strung out on opioids. Y'all feel the opioid crisis.
Yeah.
Y'all the most depressed right now. Because you can't handle the conditions that's coming upon you, man.
Yeah.
You're on welfare more than anybody else. Your elites, they don't get two shits about you. They're removing you. They basically making it to where you either got to live with the poor working class or the super rich. There's no in between.
No middle class.
So all of you Edomites that were in that sector, you was in the middle class, you being forced to just decline, just go down and be living in cities, live in the ghetto, and that's why they gentrifying everything. They're removing you back into them cities, man. They trying to do away with the middle class. And that's what's causing the depression that's leading to all them suicide rates. You know? So hey, it's coming back on you, man. Go ahead, man.
Verse 3, for the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blessed the covetous whom the Lord abhors. The wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not in all his thoughts.
Hey, Esau ain't thinking. When he thinks of a God, or when he gives a homage to a God, he ain't talking about the God of the scriptures. His God is his science, artificial intelligence, or just demons, or just the spiritual demon Satan himself.
Baphomet.
Yeah, that's the God that he has in his mouth or in his thoughts, man. You know, that's his God, man. Not the God of the Bible, because if he had the God of the Bible in his mind all the time, then righteous judgment would go forth. All right, everything would be governed by the laws that the Lord sanctioned for man to keep. You know, but he's the opposite. He goes against what the Lord said. So he doesn't think on the Heavenly Father, man. Go ahead.
His ways are always grievous, thy judgments are far above out of his sight. And as for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. He has said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity.
Yeah.
Like nothing gonna ever happen to him. Hey, and it got to the point where you Jakes even don't believe nothing gonna ever happen to him. He got you convinced that he can't be taken out of power. Well, guess what? He can't by men on earth. That's why it's gonna take the Yahweh Shemiah Shah to come and the angels to take him off out of their power position. There's nothing that you can do on earth to stop him from being in power.
Yeah, it's only right that the power behind him reigning and ruling on the planet Earth is the same power that's going to take him from out of his reign. You know? The same power that put him in power is the same power that's going to take him out of power.
Brought you in this world, and I'll take you out.
Exactly.
His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity.
Straight up deception, falsehood, witchcraft. He lied to you every day in the media. You know, mainstream news outlets, they lie all day, every day. You know, every day. And they lying to y'all right now. They tell you that the economy is progressing when it's actually decreasing. It's it's actually getting worse and worse. They tell you that the unemployment rate is a certain percentage. They're lying about that.
Like, yeah, there's more jobs, but you're not getting paid. It looks like your wage, making a living wage, but you're not. The amount that you're making isn't cutting the bill.
Exactly.
If you go into these neighborhoods, you'll see a lot of moving trucks coming in. But first, the moving truck came in, pushing you jakes up out of the low-income apartments. And guess who's moving up in there? Edomites. Edomites is moving out of these suburban neighborhoods and into the apartments.
To the cities, yeah.
Yep. And make them a prey.
Saying his mouth is full of cursing. You know, Esau, he put curses on Israel, man.
Yep.
All right? He put curses, man. They pray to Satan to put curses on Israel, man. Just like we put curses on Esau, man. You know?
And the curses is coming on his ass.
Wow. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places does he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draws him into his net. He crouches and humbleth himself, that the poor may fall by his strongholds. He has said in his heart, Yahweh hath forgotten. He hideth his face, he will never see it.
Hey, that's why it says in Isaiah 29, woe to you that seek deep to hide your counsel from the Lord. Like as if the Most High don't see you in these countless meetings that y'all have, you know, whether you have your little meetings with the Trilateral Commission or the Council of Foreign Relations, you know, y'all have your little Bilderberg meetings. And it's all about how y'all can further destroy the sons and daughters of Yasharallah.
That's Psalm 83. They have these councils and pacts, and this, you know, to see how, like you said, they can continue to destroy you Jakes, you Israelites.
Hey, because they ain't worried about Sloppy, brother. They're not worried about the other nations rising up and taking rule of the planet. They know the prophecy says that we're the ones that's supposed to come in and take them out of power and be in power. So they, as long as they keep us destroyed, they got nothing to worry about. I got Psalm 83. It's funny you brought it up. Spirit. Psalm 83. I'm gonna start at verse 1. It says, "Keep not thou silence," and I'm reading verse 1 because the curses are coming upon them. Okay, it says, "Keep not thou silence, O power Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones."
Hey, like the UN, that whole council is about keeping you Jakes destroyed, man. I'm talking about the United Nations. All right? They have those secret meetings to keep you Jakes under these different unrighteous decrees that takes away your rights. You know,
They set these different laws in effect to, knowing Jake gonna, do certain shit. They put these little certain laws in effect where you get more jail time because they run these elites own these jails. It's a business. You know, and we just the commodities. You know, and they just move us around like cattle. Pretty much. That's how they treat us.
They have said, "Come, let us come to Lord and be a nation." That's why we're not doing the Israelites. That's why our nation is divided and named a separate people, like a separate nation of people. And then they call us the minority. You know, that's why there's the Mexicans and the Negroes and the Native Americans and look, all these Hispanics, but then they say that they're all separate. The Puerto Ricans are separate from the Cubans, and the Guatemalans are separate, and the Panamanians are separate. You know, like.
And they tell them why they're separate. No, but they'll never tell them they got way more similarities. We all have way more similarities than we do differences. Way more.
Right, just like a brother and sister would have differences. You know, we don't exactly look alike unless we're identical twins. We don't exactly look alike. But
I must be the devil.
we're still the same.
Correct.
I'm that white devil over here. I'm a Jew. I must be the
That's
devil.
right.
All right.
Right.
Yeah, you saw
I
no.
must be that Hebrew devil over here.
That's right.
I mean, look, David. I must be the
That's right. Embrace your true identity, man. Embrace it.
Embrace it.
Embrace it, man.
I'm the white devil over here, aren't I?
Yep.
I'm the white devil because I'm the only one who's out there tribe of Israel, aren't I? I stand. I'm the white devil. Keep me all down, huh? I'm the white devil. Keep me all down. Go out,
And like when Nat Turner came up with the Nat Turner on the strip.
Spirit might have him get
God,
hooked up
bro.
like that.
You might have him step right out there and get hit by a bus.
You're all sons of man.
Yeah, let's get
Oh,
back.
he said, "What sons of him?" You know something?
Yeah. It's the opioids, bro.
Hey, that's the curses. That's the curses. That's the curses.
That's the curse.
Through.
Keep walking. Keep walking.
Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 7. And the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee.
It's coming down.
Down, devils, man.
Coming down on their ass, man. They defeated, man.
Hey, who can do that? Yahweh can do that, man.
He can turn these Edomites that was on top, you know, living in Beverly Hills and all these mansions and having money and riches to that right there.
God.
Is this the man?
God,
man?
is this him?
That did say kingdom?
That kingdom?
Hey, Kingdom.
All them Kims and opioids,
Yeah.
bro. Woo! Gotta do something about that. How you walk across the street at all the wrong
Is there a
time?
prayer for them people over there?
Hell no.
Put a curse on their ass. They already cursed.
Beautiful. Hey, man, you devils, y'all done. Y'all finished.
Oh, then.
Welcome to the curses, baby. You know?
They fit you very well.
Hey, if y'all, hey, see, and y'all just now starting to feel a little pressure, man. And y'all already committing suicide and drug overdosing. Y'all ain't feel shit yet, man. Y'all ain't feel. This ain't even.
This ain't close. Hey, what the signs there, man? You still
Y'all have no idea about a 1,000-year period that y'all got to face.
You still got this to deal with.
You ain't even entered into that 1,000-year period.
You still got this stuff to deal with. What you gonna do about this when this happens to you? Well, we gotta reward you double. We gotta reward you double for this shit.
God.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do then? This ain't nothing. This is. You're still living good.
God.
Still living good now. You can still come talk shit to the Israelites when you walk by. Talk shit about the Lord or whatever else when you walk by. Why? Hey, our brother said, hey, when you cross my path the next time, you know, then like when we get the power, you cross our path, watch the difference. Watch the difference. His is gonna be rolling. Yes, sir. Because you still reading. No, I was reading.
Psalm 83.
Yep. Verse 4, Psalm 83 and 4. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. And that's what they've done. They've named us all these other smaller countries, Mexican, like I was saying, Puerto Rican, Cubans. They named us all these other names.
Bywords.
All these other bywords about it. And now, we don't believe that we're a nation. That's all part of their crafty council. Right? It says, they have
Part of the crafty council was establishing the false state of Israel.
Yeah.
The UN, man. They gave, they split the land when they established the state of Palestine, and they gave one side of it to the Ishmaelites and the other side to the Amalekites. That was that part of that agreement, man.
That was kind of messed up how they did that. Like, look,
That was a UN solution.
We'll take this.
Yeah.
We'll take this, but look. So we ain't doing this by ourselves. Y'all can have that over there.
Right.
So we ain't in this alone. But you're not in it alone, but most I saw that you was the main one trying to get in over there. Nobody was trying to get in there until you got in there. That man had been sitting there for a while, waiting on us to go back in there. But you said to completely cut us off from being the Israelites, somebody else had to be the Israelites.
Yeah.
Or we might figure out that it was us.
Somebody had to be, they had to put someone in that place to be, because eventually someone was going to say, who are these people in the Bible is talking about?
Yep.
And they had to be, well, we're those people, so no one would wonder who those people are.
Right, so nobody would look. They found the lost tribes, so no one would look for them. Right? It says, for they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites, Palestinians, and the Edomites.
Ishmael and Esau and Ishmael.
Yep.
That's funny because they fight each other now over that land. A land that don't belong to neither one of them. They're in the middle of a war right now, shooting rockets on each other. They're supposedly the U.S. is supporting, I believe, a law that actually grants the land of the Golden Heights to those Amalekites rather than the Israelites that's living in that portion of Syria. And that's actually going against the UN. That's why they was something back when Trump finally declared Jerusalem as the state capital. That was going against what the UN established. Going back to the Balfour, man. So this, even though y'all together against the Israelites, y'all council is falling apart, man. It's all falling apart. He's so going too far. He's like, bro, you might as well just make it like it really is already. They were just supposed to go and live over there for a while. It's kind of how it was playing out. Like, nah, nobody challenging us for that spot. We gonna stay here.
That's the spirit of Esau, bro. Because that's what they did. That's what they did down in South Africa with those Hamites, with their land. Same thing they did to the Gadites here. They came here and said, well, it's no borders around here, so we're gonna start living here. And same thing they did in Israel.
So they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against me. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes, Jebel and Ammon and Amalek.
That's all these heathen nations.
The Philistines, Africans, with the inhabitants of Tyre. The son of Assur, I don't want to say Assur, also is joined with them. They have both of the children of Lot, Salah.
But now the people that are confederate with Esau, now they're starting to turn against Esau.
Right.
When you read Obadiah, was that 1 and like 7? It talks about they that were confederate with thee have deceived thee.
I gotta jump down. I gotta jump down. So I gotta jump down. Verse 12. Who'd say, let us take to ourselves the houses of the Most High in possession. They're taking our land. They're taking the things that belong to the Most High God, His precious jewelry, so to speak, and made it their own.
It's an infamy of the people. They basically preyed on our land ever since we were scattered out of our land, going back to 70 AD. And they've been over there ever since. You know, Ishmael over there fighting for the land. You know, that's why when you had the Moors during the Byzantine Empire, they was fighting with Ishmael over the land. That's what made them create the religion of Islam.
The two sides.
You know? And now what you have over there? Judaism, Christianity, and Islam.
Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man.
By his philosophy. And people believe in his philosophy. People follow his philosophy.
People follow his philosophies because they see Esau winning right now. They see Esau thriving. They see Esau prospering. Esau's rich. He has all this abundance right now, so it must be right. They don't see it. Their eyes are blinded by the wealth and the prosperity. They don't see the wickedness that Esau puts forth through his philosophies.
Hey, who does this sound like? Don't that sound like Babylon? All nations are drunken off of the wine of Babylon. Doesn't that tell you that Esau is a fornicator? Well, all the nations committed fornication with Babylon. So who's the king of Babylon?
Con.
Edom. Esau, man. All right, all these nations, they come over here and they become Americanized. All right, they take on his form of religion, his Christianity, his the so-called democracy, his sciences. All right. Hey, Moab is in an arms race of technology because of this devil. The more abominations Esau create, it motivates Moab to go and create more abominations.
It's funny because Moab, they had an ancient civilization that was based on ancient principles that they had. They've abandoned all that now. They're trying to chase this white man's money.
Yeah.
Literally trying to chase his money.
Look at his scientists. The type of experiments that they doing over there. They doing the same shit these mad scientists, Edomites over here do.
With the whole the moon.
They're trying to launch an artificial moon. What the hell? That's why it says, why do the heathen rage? Why do they imagine a vain thing? They boast of their heart's desire, what they think they're gonna do, what they think they're gonna accomplish. You know, we looking by 2035, we're gonna try to launch an artificial moon for us. You know?
Like the moon ain't doing what it's supposed to do.
Like we ain't gonna need no street lights, street lamps. You know, we ain't gonna need none of that. We gonna have our own artificial moon.
They got the same confidence as Esau, thinking they're the Most High. Thinking they could create the same thing the Most High could.
Because technologically, they have all these advances where they can figure out how to make it real.
Right.
Esau is going right to them to figure the shit out, and they're gonna rob them for it, and then they're gonna take it as its own. You've been doing that. Habakkuk 2:5. Yeah, also because he transgressed by wine, there's a problem.
Their philosophy, basically their way of life, man. You know, like with the Greeks, when the Greeks colonized the whole world back then, all nations had to come up under Hellenism. You have to worship the Greek gods. You have to follow after the manners and customs of the Greeks. That's why in the New Testament, Jakes was being called Greeks. You have to be forced into it, man. You have to wear the hats. You have to not wear a beard on your face. You have to eat swine.
Not be circumcised.
You have to eat things offered unto idols.
Yeah.
You couldn't serve the Lord. They was burning these books.
Yep.
They were burning all the books of the law.
Yep.
It wasn't New Testament like it was all old. The prophets. It was in the middle.
It was all about lewdness in those empires, man. The Greeks and the Roman Empire. It was all about lewdness, you know. And so America, this is the place where you can come here and live exactly how they did then. A bunch of lewdness, man. There's no laws that's governing the behavior of the people, man. That's why these women walk around half-ass naked, you know, get having gangbang and orgy parties and shit. That was the manner of the customs of the heathen of Esau. That's the example of a fornicator, man. He's that profane and fornicator, man. So this is describing Esau, man. Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. And like I said, why is it that every single prophet in the Bible prophesied against Esau? So you niggas that's teaching that Edomites can make it, you out your rabbit ass fucking mud, man. Excuse my language. You out your skull if you think that Esau has any chance when all the men of the Lord, they all prophesied against him. All of them. Every last one of them prophesied against Esau, Edom. And Yahweh Shai, he said he came not to do away with the law. All right? Or the prophets. All right? So you don't think the Lord, you don't think he condoned what the prophet said about Esau, man? He came to fulfill, man. That means when he comes back, he's going to fulfill what Isaiah said about who is this that coming from Edom with nine garments from Basra, man. He coming to fulfill that. But he gonna step back and save a sprinkled handful of Edomites.
Some of y'all good though.
Some of them is gonna be good. I ain't gonna kill none of them. You know,
Ain't no good Edomites.
He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home.
Yeah, he's a proud man. He can keep him at home. That's why he feel like he can go anywhere on the earth and he can impose his foreign policy,
Set up embassies.
and set up embassies and do what the hell he wanted to. He can come to your land and look down on you, just much like Trump. You know? And you wonder why those countries, every time he go to their country, they want his ass up out of there, man. All those protests, and rallies and shit, you know? That's why them Iranians, man, they stay burning the U.S. flag. They stay burning portraits of Trump. You know, they vowed to bring total annihilation to the evil U.S. You know, and they ain't the only country. But North Korea want to destroy you. You know, the Ishmaelites want to destroy you. Everybody wants your head, Esau. You know, and that's why this was prophesied, man. Obadiah prophesied how you're gonna be made small among the heathen and greatly despised. Because you all over the world doing the things that you are not to. You know? You're gonna bring your damn GMO food over to our country. Have us all big and bloated like all the morbidly obese Americans.
Have our women out of line.
Have our women talking shit and cussing us out. Being smutted out like a bunch of whores, man. Proud. They ain't having that shit, man. But some of them are drunken by that ride. That's why you starting to see a little bit that happen in these other countries that it would have never been years ago.
That when we was the Iranian, that killed her because she was
The model.
Cause she was like a model.
yeah, she was all over Instagram. Doing
Yeah.
an American thing on social media. They would have killed her ass.
Yeah. Yep.
Playing that. She looked good. No matter. Genesis 4:12. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield until thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth.
Hey, and a vagabond is a traveler. They never stay put in one place. They always got to be everywhere else. Hey, that's what the word Khazar. It actually means wanderer, and that's where the so-called Jew, the fake Jews, they come from the Khazarian Empire. Huh. So what are they? Why they keep wandering? Because they try to run away from judgment, man. You know, just like Cain. Cain, he was a wanderer, man. You know, gotta be on the move, gotta be everywhere else, man. You know, and destroying shit in the process. You know? Go ahead, man.
He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desires hell.
His desire is insatiable, man. He can never have enough. That's why he wants to cut the motherfuckers that represent NASA. They talking about we want to go and explore Mars. These motherfuckers still ain't even hit the moon yet. They lied about going to the moon, but they never even went to the moon. But they talking about going to Mars. Not one man has ever been past the Van Allen belt. You disintegrate as soon as you get through that, through up there, man.
They can't discover all the rainforests.
Can't go in there.
Yeah. But that's just his heart's desire, man. He like, we already got Earth conquered, so we want to go, you know. Hey, didn't they show you that in that movie? It was the last, I don't know if it was Predators. When they went to another, they landed in another planet somewhere, and when they went there, they didn't know that those aliens was gonna come forth, and they started fucking them up. Watch that, man. I think it was Predators. No, which one is
Alien vs. Predator?
I think it was the last Alien versus Predator. Matter of fact,
they was in the jungle.
They was in that jungle. And Esau came there thinking like, man, we gonna try to take over this land. Nobody been here. Let's try to make it a second home. They started getting fucked up by just the little creatures that was there was already jacking them up, man.
I got an excerpt from that book, who was Esau Edom, about, he said wandering.
Yeah.
Esau's wandering. Let me read it real quick. It says, this is book check, page 25 of who is Esau Edom. The Jews have been a wanderer and a nomad nearly all his existence. Talk about Esau.
Right, hi. You got the American Jew. You got the German Jew. You got the Ashkenazi Jew, which they say that counts for 90% of the so-called Jews. 90% of them that call themselves Jewish are from Ashkenazi. The Ashkenazis are the Khazars, man.
The greatest extent of a Jewish nation was the Khazar kingdom. Yep. Arthur Collister, speaking of the Khazars, says that they were a nomadic people, and that compared to other nomadic empires, it occupies an intermediary position in size and degree of civilization. Esau's dwelling was to be far away from the fertile of the earth. Like the Jews, Esau never had a home in a rich, fertile land. The Edomites' original nation, Mount Seir, was a rocky and calcareous country, and God later made it even more desolate.
What country?
Calcareous country.
Really hard.
Right. The desolation that, hold on, there's one part where here.
Because rocks. That's why I
They
said
live in the cleft of the rocks. Yeah. Hey, because Mount Seir, the people that had it before them they were Hamites. They were known as the Amorites. So like not the Amorites, the Horites. And the Horites, when you look it up, it means cave dweller. All right. So the Edomites, the Lord actually appointed that land for them because they were going to be the original cave dwellers. The word Caucasian means cave dweller, dwelling in the Caucasus region in Georgia, Russia, man. So that's why they call themselves Caucasian. They were the original cave dwellers. That's why they always got to live closest in proximity to mountainous terrains. Yeah, they got to live right by mountains. That's why all them devils that got burned up under their paradise, they always living among those hills. You know?
I also want to say it's Asia Minor. That's where Caucasian comes from.
That's good. God's portion towards Edom in this regard was not going to change, and it would never prevent Edom from establishing a civilized nation. The Jews are perhaps the only race that has never had a land or nation of their own.
That's why they go around and conquer and killing others. They remove landmarks. They make everything that's not theirs theirs.
This
is our land. No, this is our land.
No, we the so and so. We the whatever the people that inhabit that land.
Exactly.
Kind of like Mount Rushmore in the Dakotas. Mount Rushmore that's in the Dakotas, that was a sacred Gadite land.
Yeah.
And then they carved those faces into those mountains.
Yep.
The Jews, however, are a parasitic people who roam the civilized world seeking a host nation.
Parasitic?
Yeah, parasitic.
That's what it says?
Yeah.
It just sounds like a better fit.
What did I say?
Parasitic.
Parasitic.
Parasitic. They're like parasites, man.
Yeah.
They're like a virus. They go and they eat up stuff and destroy it and move on to the next.
Are parasitic people who roam the civilized world seeking a host nation they can subsist on and prosper at the expense
That's
of
what a
others.
parasite does. The parasite hops onto a host, and then they feed off that host while destroying the host. Therefore, they move on to another host. They can repeat the process.
Like a leech.
A leech.
They feed off of the banking system.
Feed off the heritage of the land and the
Resources.
the resources of that land and the people of that land.
Can I say something? Okay, well, adding on what you're saying, imagine this, right? Imagine your head detaches from itself and it starts doing what it wants to do without considering what the body wants to do. So now it's eating everything without feeding the body. So instead of seeing them as parasites, imagine they were once the head and now they're detached from the body and now they're eating everything up because they don't remember that they were part of the body.
Hey, who are we talking about?
What we're talking about.
Who are we talking about?
So maybe in the past, the entire body of God was all the races working together, and then the head became corrupted. So the head decided.
We're talking about because if he was the head of the body of God,
Maybe
he would do things he would have never done. She's never done it. That's what we're talking about.
Not the head.
He never did.
Not the person.
But I
So,
know
okay.
what you're saying.
So what I'm saying is,
He's
this priest class that was once in charge with protecting the holiest of holies and passing on the tradition to their people and shepherding the people, they became corrupted by gold and they pursued only money. So what happened is they turned these traditions that used to be sacred into money-making traditions. So now what they teach their children is how to rule.
Who was they? Who was they?
Well, it was originally the priest class. So there's multiple priest classes in this world, right? So you're in the Western world, right? You look at the priest class. And
We're
you're
not
like,
in the westernized state of mind.
state of mind. But you look at who's in charge in this side, and it's the Jews.
Okay.
And when you look in the East, who's in charge there? Now they have the Brahmins. The Indians have their own special race that is dedicated to acting exactly how the Jews act. You look up the Brahmins and you look at the Jews, they almost act exactly the same. It's the same behavior, the same mentality.
But the Romans is not ruling like
Right.
those
They
so-called
are.
Jews.
If you look into the way they're ruling, they own all the temples, they own all the gold, all the wealth is passed on from
India, right?
Who runs?
India.
Who
We're
runs?
talking about,
Right.
we're
Who?
talking about the so-called white man. He rules the whole
Yeah.
place.
Who rules the Brahmins? The Jews.
Through their military.
The Jews and the Brahmins are almost identical. That's what I'm saying. Look at the Brahmins and look at the Jews. Compare them, and you'll see that they almost have the same traditions. They have the same way of thinking. They're into the gold. They're into the gems. They're into the passing on of the wealth.
Why leaders can't rule?
They got corrupted. What happened was the priests came in and they're like, oh wow, this is good for me to control everybody with money. So I'm going to corrupt these teachers and take them for myself. They come and they take and they corrupt everything that they touch or eat everything. You got to realize that what they're doing is they're acting like the head. They're acting like they're the ones who used to be the head. They're not the head. They're the false head. They're the deceiver who presents himself in this age as great deception of being correct. It's not the correct. So like us fallen people, we are the victims in this age. And the people who are benefiting from this, you can see it clearly. Who's benefiting from our fallen state? So there's a reason why this has happened. There's a reason why we are in this fallen state. There's a reason why we're in this place like this. There's a reason. And the reason is that because we did something wrong. Like we fucked up somehow. So God is like,
Do you know what we did? Or what we didn't do, better to say?
we stopped including God in the sacrifice.
We didn't keep our end of the bargain, the deal we made with God. We
Exactly.
said
The covenant.
covenant. We didn't continue.
We didn't continue our covenant. Exactly.
And so he allowed all the other heathens on the planet to rule against us.
God.
Those Brahmins probably, when they had their chance to rule, they ruled against us without God at their hand also.
Exactly.
Everybody's done that.
Exactly.
But now that this is the end of it, because God has had enough,
It's the end of it.
yeah, now he's going to put his righteous people with their righteous state of mind back to rule the planet again.
So you know
Probably the second episode of the sixth chapter.
Remember with the age of Aquarius? So like you're saying he's putting the righteous people right now on this planet to rule with divine knowledge that he's inspiring with us? That's right, that's what's happening right now. That's what we're doing right now. We're spreading divine knowledge and we're gonna rule because we have the truth behind our mission. So I just want to say, keep up the good work and I appreciate you guys. And I hope that you guys continue to succeed in what you're doing. I really believe that there's a message that you guys need to absolutely give out. At the end of the day, we're all on the same side.
You would be fine now.
I was born Mexican, but I identify as Indian because I started teaching. I started going.
Indian as far as Native American?
No, Hindu.
he's a
Hindu. Oh. No.
See, the thing is, though, what interests me about what you're saying is that you're saying these people live by the mountains, and that's where I found these teachings was hidden inside the mountains, inside of their caves, inside of their caves.
A proper civilization is supposed to be living by water, not in the mountains.
That's interesting because the place where I found these teachings used to be a lake, and they drained the lake to make the place. So they've been hiding there for about 5,000 years, and it just opened up because the Muslims
You believe
invaded.
in God?
Of course, I believe in God.
The God of the Bible. God of Israel.
God of Israel.
God of Israel.
I believe in YHVH.
There's no peace of God.
Well, the B represents the air. See, the Y is the fire of God. The H is the arms of God. The B is the belly of God, and the H is the feet of God. And so it's like, well,
So he's just
like,
a lost J.
W. Because it's more like a wave. Like air is a wave, right? So it represents the air element. That's the breath of the Lord comes from the belly. So when the Lord breathed into the dirt to create man, he used the power of his breath, the power of the belly.
So,
W, in the name of the Lord.
It's like you have a little residue of the truth in you, but the reason why we know it's the truth is because this book has stood the test of time, and this is the only book on the planet.
So what if I told you I found the original book?
Let me finish. But this is the only book that has stood the test of time, and the things that are said to happen in the future are still happening.
I believe that. No, I believe that. But there's, let's say, the original Torah and the original Hebrew, when it was written, the original, when the first line of Torah was written, when the sage was sitting there and he was putting, and then writing that first line of the Torah encodes the entire Bible. The entire Bible is encoded inside of that one line. God is so perfect and so amazing that he has hidden quantum mechanics in that one verse. If you take that verse and you wrap it around itself, I think it's in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. Like, that's the very
Right. So you don't understand. We understand that. You don't understand what that's
I do understand.
But I mean, I used to smoke a lot of weed, man. Used to, and I can't make sense of that. I can try to, but it's just
see, what I'm saying is that the original Torah was written by certain priests, right? So a long time ago, those priests separated. Certain priests that were certain chosen race of people.
Who wrote those books? Whose name is on those books?
They were divinely inspired.
By whom?
By God himself, as the
Right,
divine
but who did
spirit.
he give that book to? Those books
To the person they call Moses. Moses represents memory. Because the word mem means Moses. So
Moses' name wasn't Moses. What was his Hebrew name?
Well, it's as Moses, he was He's connected to the original image of Thoth. Thoth. So it's like Tahuti, Thoth, Moses. No, it's these.
That's not
The original conception of this idea of memory and water of knowledge.
you know the ancient languages when this was written didn't have those other vowel sounds.
Go on.
Two vowel sounds. No, the two characters.
Well, there are other ancient languages that are more complex than Hebrew. The original Egyptian language was Sanskrit, which is what I
Listen, man. Moses' name was not Moses.
No, it's not. It was
years ago.
the original.
The Hebrew word was, his name was Masha, which means drawn, because he was drawn from water.
So, what is drawn from the water? What is being drawn from the water? Memory. So what is the water? It's God. So God, the water, the eternal waters of life, which permeate all of creation.
Is this in Buddhism?
No, this is the original teachings of what these masters are teaching.
This is not what the Torah taught.
That's what the Torah is saying.
No, it's not.
You get divine
Can you
inspiration.
direct this to the scripture?
Yes, I can. Look up a guy
What's the
named.
scripture?
This guy.
No. Direct this to the scripture.
It's the original Torah. The original Torah. In the original Hebrew. Yeah, because it's not in English. This is translated by white
Oh, okay, so I can pull it up in the Hebrew. I have it in the Hebrew. Okay, so we're in the Hebrew. Like what
So,
book?
like, type in
book?
Genesis 1:1.
Genesis 1 and 1.
God, Elohim.
Okay, and so that one verse, it essentially encodes the entire message of the Bible. It's all 27 letters inside of the first verse of all 27 letters of the Hebrew alphabet. When you take those letters and you wrap them around,
Somebody said this is going too deep. Going one.
okay, but see, we're going deep because we wanted to go deep. I just want to say you guys are doing a great job. You guys are going as deep as you can go. And I'm saying you guys are doing it true. That's what I'm telling you.
But what we're trying to tell you is,
Are you trying to tell me something that you can't even understand, my brother? That you don't even understand?
Still like, bro.
You think you understand, but you're telling me.
Hey, it's
I
kind.
don't get the original Hebrew.
everybody know the Bible is here.
Kind.
Oh, I know that. My point is that you guys are spreading
None of the guys are holding the Bible.
a knowledge that is sacred, important, to people right now that they need to hear this, and I'm just giving you my blessing. That's all
I got a question for you.
We don't need your
I
You don't need my blessing because
Got-
God gives blessings to everybody regardless of whether or not they need
I
it.
got a question for you. What you gonna do when America get destroyed?
Oh, no, I'm immortal.
You're immortal?
I'm immortal.
Okay.
So I can hit you and it won't hurt.
It'll hurt this body, but my soul is immortal. This body will drop off, and I'll still continue to be alive.
Okay, so what name you gonna call on in that day?
I will call on the name of the Lord himself.
What's his name?
His name is I Am.
That's not his name.
He says, I am that I am. I am
Okay,
the
but
very,
that's English.
I am that flame that
That's-
burns in the very
that's English,
heart
though.
of the man, the
That's-
beating heart,
That's English.
breath of the man. I am that spirit of the Lord was
No.
descended into the very
The
heart of
Hebrew
man.
that they were speaking in, he said a higher.
It's not about the language. It's about recognition of the divine fire that animates the very essence of the man. That's what it's
Gone.
about.
Hosea chapter 4, verse 1. Hear the word of the Lord to
God
the
bless you
children of
guys.
Israel, for the Lord has a controversy with the inhabitants of the land.
He's tired of that. The Lord is tired of you people, man. He's tired of your bullshit.
This, hey, bro.
He sent his servants to prophesy like you, bro.
Go ahead, bro. Jake is bugged out, bro. You say you gonna call on the name of the Lord out the Bible, but then you say you Hindu. You read the scripture earlier before camp. I mean, as soon as we started camp.
They get into all these different philosophies, these different winds and doctrines, and they bug themselves out. And he think that he was going deep,
Kind.
but really all you doing is you digging yourself.
A hole.
You just digging yourself deep. That's all you're doing. You know?
Digging yourself.
Because there is no truth.
And he might have been a witch.
Oh, kind.
That count.
Kind.
All that black on him.
Me and brother's taking out the tarot card.
Yeah, he's a witch. He's in the witchcraft, man. He's probably into that Luciferian shit, you know? That's the type of doctrine, that's the type of teachings
Kind.
that a lot of these people that are Freemasons and under that Luciferian doctrine, that's the type of shit that they learn.
And where do they learn it from? And they can profit from it. Esau, what we were really talking about. Our people don't naturally go into that type of shit.
And he was wrong on a lot of shit that he was saying. He thought, you know, he thought he knew everything that he didn't know what the hell
He was going back and forth between, okay, this, but he started talking about Hebrew. When we start talking about the Hebrew, he jump back to the English. Make up your mind.
Kind. You sure you don't have 100% truth when you gotta divert from what you believe in?
Well, I'm gonna start at the top. Yeah. Hosea 4:1. Hear the words of the Lord, ye children of Israel, but the Lord has a controversy with the inhabitants of the land.
The Lord is heated with you people, especially you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans. All these
and that's what this
tribes,
is talking about.
Right.
Tribes, man.
He's sick of you people playing games. He's got a major controversy with you.
He was Issacharite, man.
Right.
Into all these.
Well, I was born Mexican,
but now
and then now
he's Indian.
Now, no, he didn't
He
say.
said
He said
he
now
said
I'm
Hindu.
Hindu.
That's not a people. That's not a people. That's a system a false system of belief.
See, Jake will take a false religion and make it his heritage.
Kind.
You know, like
Well,
that's
what kind of
his purpose in life is that man-made religion.
Still holding Bible too, right? He tried to pick up because our heritage has been taken away from us. They'll pick up on anything else, hoping that they'll fit into it.
You see how far away our people have fallen away from the heavenly power, our true power.
Because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of the Most High in the land.
They don't know nothing about the YHWH, no YVH. Come on, man. Yeah, it's a W now. Okay? You know, you try to go, well, there's other H's. We're talking about that. If you can't tell us nothing out of this Bible we're talking about, then have a great day, man. Just go put spirits on somebody like you're about to go do.
And this is the reason why the Lord told us to never make no covenant with the heathen, and basically to have no dealings with them and stay separate. Because once you intermingle with the heathen, that's what happens. That's what happens.
You have a drink with somebody like that, that's just gonna rub off on you.
Yeah.
You're gonna sit there and weave spells.
That strange woman, that seducing strange woman.
Yep.
Jake is so simple, they always try to find something deep. Like, oh, that was deep.
Yep.
Man. I had a pre.
You talking about they writing the original Torah as if
with M's in it. With E's in it. And letter M's.
like they wrote down with Yiddish language. That didn't exist back then, man.
Then he says there was an ancient script, but before that, the sayings. We're not talking about that. We're talking about encoded, because every letter. How thousands of years ago, how old is the English language? The characters of the alphabet. It's not that old. It wasn't Genesis.
13th century.
Thank you. It wasn't Genesis. So how you gonna encode it in there? There's a code.
It's like in our 13th century, like around ancient.
Right. That's what Jake was at later, right? But with that, how are you supposed to come out of that when you're jumping back and forth? All we're talking about, the ancient scripts didn't have none of the stuff that you're basing your belief system on. So it don't work. That's Edomite stuff. That's what Esau do. He throws confusion at you. And our people gravitate to bullshit because it sounds good and deep. When this script is straightforward and plain, you ask them straight. So when America destroyed, what you gonna do? Oh, I can't be destroyed. I'm returned. All right, man. All right, man. You the only one. All right. I got it. The bugged out, man. Our people.
I got a pre.
Only thing that'll cure these niggas is death.
It's Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee.
What's in the other verse between 1 and 6?
Oh,
Can you read what? Can you read the first verse in that chapter?
Hosea?
Yeah. Start at the top.
Oh, okay. It's Hosea chapter 4, verse 1.
It's a list that's going to list our people in there.
Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel. For the Lord have a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth nor mercy. For the knowledge of the Most High is in the land, by swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery. They break out the blood, and blood touches blood. Therefore shall the land mourn.
He's passed that philosophy on to somebody, and they gonna get killed because they gonna believe in that bullshit he was talking.
Kind.
Lord gonna kill him. But we have a long laundry list
of bad situations that our people are involved in. The Lord is tired of it. He's going to execute vengeance on our people, man. 2/3 of our people.
He said, the brother asked him, what name you gonna call upon when destruction happens? And he said, I'm gonna call him I am. Basically, you just said you gonna call him yourself.
Right. You know, you can break that down.
Nah, he was.
But he said he was immortal.
Yeah, he was.
He's saying saying that he's everlasting. So like he's the Most High, man. You see how bugged out and satanic these doctrines of the world is, man? And he's gonna walk up the block believing that shit until sirens go off.
God.
The alarms and shit.
I would say he can't die. Step your ass out there, right into the street. Prove it. Yeah. Verse 3, therefore shall the land mourn, and everyone that dwelleth therein shall languish with the beasts of the field and the fowls of heaven. Yea, the fishes of the sea also shall be taken away. Yet let no man strive nor reprove another, for this people are as they that strive with the priest. Therefore shall thou fall.
He's going to strive with us.
Yeah.
Priest. We're up here trying to teach you. We're the handlers of the law of the Bible. But there's an ancient priesthood of masters in the mountains that have the real truth of everything and the existence of life.
And this stuff was.
You know what? No, hold on. Didn't how was Shai cut that? Get Luke 17 real quick. Because basically, if he's saying that, oh, the kingdom of heaven is over here in this little secret location in these mountains. Because the kingdom is what? The treasures of this knowledge, this wisdom. You know? The priesthood, the royal priesthood is the Israelites.
You said Luke 17?
Yeah, Luke 17.
And 21.
Where it says, let nobody say
low here,
low here, or low there.
Yes, Luke 17 and 21. Neither shall they say low here or low there.
Start up.
Yeah, 20.
All right, it's Luke 17 and 20. And when he was demanded of the Pharisees when the kingdom of the Most High shall come, he answered them and said, the kingdom of the Most High cometh not with observation. Neither shall they say, lo here or lo there, for behold, the kingdom of the Most High is within you.
Yeah, it's within us, within Israel, the elect of Israel. This guy went over to some goddamn Hindus, acting like they got the kingdom.
They've been hiding in the earth.
They've been hiding
for 5,000 years.
Yeah.
But everybody come up here, know the Bible. They done read the Bible back and forth. So, and what their conclusion is, they think the Bible is not the answer.
Right.
That's why they go on to these other wayward ass doctrines.
You read the whole book and you understood it, you would know that this is it.
Verse 22, and he said unto the disciples, the day will come when ye shall desire to see one of the days of the Son of Man, and ye shall not see it. And they shall say to you, see here or see there, go not after them, nor follow them.
Exactly. False prophets, we don't follow. The people that say that they know where the kingdom of heaven is. And like it says in the last days, many false teachers said, I am Christ, I am Christ. You shall receive me. A lot of people are probably walking around with these wayward ass people, demonic doctrines, keeping disciples unto themselves. Getting a following with this bullshit because of social media.
Yeah.
All it takes is somebody to get on there and you drunk or something and you hear something deep that you read it. A song has something like that in it, a passage in the book you read has something, and all of a sudden, gravitate to it.
Bullshit ass breakdown about the tetragrammaton that he tried to say. Like, that's old as hell. Like the 5%ers, they do the same thing with the Allah shit.
Yeah.
The same old shit, man. Just trying to be deep, man.
Yeah.
That's that strange woman right there, man. You know? It's all foolishness. The Most High said he made foolishness the wisdom of this world. Go ahead,
Exodus chapter 32, verse 7, and I'm going to read down to 10. And the Lord said unto Moses, go get thee down, for thy people which thou broughtest out of the land of Egypt have corrupted themselves. They have turned aside quickly out of the way which I commanded them.
Hey, quickly. It didn't take them long to go on. Like how people look for a way to go away from the Most High.
They have made them a molten calf. Hinduism. Them damn East Indians, they worship cows.
Cows are sacred over there.
Did y'all see that ritual they did? Where they had a ritual where they tied themselves down and was laying face down on the ground. It was basically like a festival. And they had basically, they unleashed several cattle to actually run over them, trample them. They had like a little small stampede of cattle walking through the crowd, all them bugged out ass Edomites were standing on the side, cheering and praising, while those dudes was getting trampled by them heavy ass cows, man. That's why the scriptures say, learn not the ways of the heathen.
Jeremiah 10.
All right, be not dismayed. Yeah, it says the customs of the people are vain. It's vanity, man.
It's all for show. It's empty.
You getting stumped out by some cows. What glory is that?
For the purpose.
What does that do for your life? You just one of them cows could have crushed your fucking skull, man. Your damn your
Spine.
neck, your spine, man. You know, but that's the bugged out shit that the heathens do. And when they mingle among the heathens, they learn their works. They make it a religion of their own. You know, and they embrace it.
They have made them a molten calf and have worshipped it and have sacrificed thereunto and said, these be thy gods, O Israel, which have brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. And the Lord said unto Moses, I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people. Now therefore let me alone, that my wrath may wax hot against them, and that I may consume them, and I will make of thee a great nation. And Moses besought the Lord his power and said, Lord, why does thy wrath wax hot against thy people, which thou hast brought forth out of the land of Egypt with great power and with a mighty hand? Wherefore should the Egyptians speak and say, for mischief did he bring them out to slay them in their mountains, and to consume them from the face of the earth. Turn from thy fierce wrath and repent of this evil against thy people. Remember Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, thy servants to whom thou swearest.
He basically had to plead with the Most High to not destroy these wicked ass niggas, man. Remember the covenant that you made, Lord. Don't do this, you know. He was about ready to wipe Jake out, man. And you see why the Lord got to wipe out the majority of our people to this day. We get walking examples every single day from that bugged out Jake that walked up earlier with the fork. The Gadite that walked up. And then that bugged out Mexican, man. You know? These are examples to show why the Lord is justified in taking out 2/3 of our people. You know? And we welcome that, man. Jake needs it, man.
Nothing we can say to them up here out of this. Do you believe? All of them said they believe in God.
Right.
You believe in God? Yeah.
And remember what I said. I said the God of this world is not the God of this Bible. Everybody say that they believe in God, but it's whatever they imagine in their mind is who God is. People basically create their own God. You know? They don't have a standard. They don't have any type of order from this God. They just make this God up as they go along, man.
Hey, how would we know that there was a God if it wasn't for this book? We wouldn't know about no God. I mean, there was evidence of it, but we wouldn't understand nothing going on if it wasn't for this book. This is the book that proves that there's a God on the earth.
Okay.
With the prophecies and everything else. And only a creator could write, to have written down from the past to the future.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Ezekiel, it's like Exodus 32 and 13. Remember Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, thy servants, to whom thou swearest by thy own self, and sayest unto them, I will multiply your seed as the stars of heaven, And all this land that I have spoken of will I give unto your seed, and they shall inherit it forever. And the Lord repented of the evil which he thought to do unto his people.
That's why at this time, when the Lord finally blacks out on Israel, he already know which ones he already know which ones to take out and the ones that he's gonna keep safe. I'm not gonna touch them. They got the rough. Touch them. Kill their ass though. That's how he gonna do Jake's out. From Judah all the way down to Issachar, like all the tribes, and y'all gonna get it. You see why the Lord said one of his commandments was not to make them graven images. And Jake don't want to they're gonna want to look on this form and find something about him. They find whatever characteristic or trait that exhibits, and they'll find a reason as to why they should worship. You know, that's what they do, man. You know? We worship the cow because it gives us milk and nutrients, and it feeds us,
and we like
this and do that.
We like burgers.
You know,
nation of burger lovers.
And the Hamites was worshiping the act of sex because life comes from it. You know, and procreate is the and that's why they wear the little ankh and
Hamites
shit.
have all kind of bugged out ass idols, man. Worship the sun, the moon, shit, just animals, nature, anything.
Worship penises, worship vaginas.
Oh yeah, with the Nimrod. That big ass thing in DC. What you call it?
Obelix.
Yeah. That's a rod.
The idols of the world were given to the heathen. I forgot how that script exactly goes. I got something back up about killing them. And then we'll come back there to part, right? Ezekiel 9:4. And the Lord Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. And to the others he said, in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite.
Yeah, and Mark is the Hebrew word thalah, which means exempt from judgment. So this thing only comes down to the elected Israel. You know, the elected Israel, those men have been sighing and crying, you know, like we're doing, and all across Babylon, all across the earth. You know, we're gonna be exempt, you know, from the judgment of the Heavenly Father.
And the others in my hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite.
Yeah, the 2/3, man. 2/3 of Israel, man. They're going to be smited, man, by the angels.
So let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women.
Yeah, so the angels like Terminators, man. Once they get that order from the Most High, they not going to pity. All right? Even the men of the Lord, we're not going to pity because you deserve it, man. All right? It's slated for you to be put to death, man. All right? We're not going to jump in front, in front of try to hold back an angel from killing your ass, man. Angel get on another man to kill somebody. We're not going to,
We ain't gonna lift up a cry or a prayer. We're gonna praise Yahweh Bashim Shai, man.
Yeah.
You know, the judgment is being executed.
Yeah.
Righteous judgment.
Shit, we're gonna be surprised. Like, damn, we got fucked up. That's how we gonna. It's funny when they said we should judge angels. We're gonna judge how good a job they're doing. Like, woo! Somebody took his head off right there. Whatever. Said, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark.
Yep, and mark, man. The mark on your how about Shemi outside, man. Their foreheads, man. On their spirit, man.
And begin at my house, my sanctuary. Then they shall begin at the ancient men that were before the house.
Yeah, judgment shall begin at the house of the Lord. Outside, watch what he gonna do to these tribes, especially with the sword, Esau. These niggas ain't ready. Let's see if that whole Hindu bullshit, if that's gonna shield you from a fucking plasma gun that's gonna melt your ass. That dude talking about he immortal. Well, you know what? He right. Our spirits are immortal.
I know, that's why I didn't say too much.
He
said
all
soul,
spirits.
but I know he don't know what
So all spirits are immortal. We all generate off of the power of the Most High. But that still don't mean that you can't. The Lord can't give you a total, a devastating, miserable, painful death, man.
to kill your flesh for your spirit feel it forever.
And we came, shit, the Lord said he can, fear not who can kill the body, but fear him who could
kill both bodies,
both the body and soul in hell. Basically, the Lord can keep you alive and put you in so much misery.
He don't do that. He described that when he said your tongue shall burn away in their holes,
your eyes.
and their holes and all that.
You're gonna feel that.
You're gonna still be alive.
Yeah.
As your flesh is getting swept away off of your body and burned away, singed away. The brain is still was gonna be protected for another split second before the missiles burn through that. And you're gonna feel that,
That's
man.
gonna be a torment.
Yeah.
Most High controls time. Time is relative.
It's gonna be slow motion.
So that,
It's called the smoke of their torment.
you know that. You said everyone's.
Yeah. Torment, torture. You know. And that's psychologically more than anything. It's more psychological. It's the nerve endings in your brain that sends
the signal.
The signal to your body that you're in pain.
And then your body hits something on your body somewhere, then it sends. So as fast as that's happening, it's gonna be burning you up. Your brain's gonna catch all of that, even when it's gone. It ain't happening anymore to your body. Your brain's still gonna be registering all the shit that's going on with it.
Slow that time down, man.
Bro.
Well, let's say your life, how you live 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, but your life flashes before your eyes. How fast is that? You ever had your life flash before your eyes? That goes super fast, but your whole life will flash before your eyes. And that's all. And the most I can do that with pain the same way.
You're gonna do it.
You're gonna do it, right? But you was talking about when the brother said he gonna call on that guy when you mentioned it just now also. You know what I'm talking about, right? What you were saying? A moment ago you just said when he's getting burned up. He said when he's getting burned up, remember
What God you gonna call it? He said I am.
Right.
That's what he said.
But then you said something just now that tied into the other guys. People. You call them the other guys.
When you said they build a God, however they seem fit, you know, with whatever characteristics they like, that's what they worship.
I'll just read the script. It'll make sense. Maybe. Jeremiah 2:27 it says, "Saying to the stock, thou art my father, and to a stone thou hast brought me forth. For they have turned their back unto me, and not their face. But in the time of their trouble, they will say, arise and save us. But where are thy gods that thou hast made evil? Let them arise."
How are you calling on the God of the Bible serving a whole different religion that serves a whole complete other God? They're just as conflicted like the damn Muslims. Which God do you serve? Allah of the Quran and the Kaaba, or the God of the Bible that y'all keep reciting? Which God do you serve?
That's the whole foundation of your book.
Because the God of this Bible, he said, I will not give my glory unto another. Right? You ain't gonna be able to prove it. So if you want to come into philosophies now towards the worshiping of other gods and deities, the Most High will make sure his name is not found in your mouth at all, man. he won't be able to call upon his true name. Because he will not give his glory unto another. You taking different philosophies from Hinduism or Buddhism, you're not serving the God of the Bible. Right? I got
It says, beware thy gods that thou hast made thee. Let them arise if they can save thee in the time of thy trouble.
Yeah, let them arise and save you, man. Don't think that the Most High is gonna come to your rescue when you calling on the name of a foreign deity. He ain't gonna hear you. It's like, did I hear something? You know? Straight up, man.
Would you just read Jeremiah?
Yeah, that was Jeremiah, the second chapter.
I got this 1 Kings 18 and 24. And call ye on the name of your gods, and I will call on the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and the power that answereth by fire, let him be God. And all the people answered, and all the people answered and said, it is well spoken.
He's got a straight up Tupac demon walking around the streets. This Tupac, he never died. His spirit entered into him
Into that
and
nigga.
became a crackhead and just took the same old ass bandana and just roaming the streets.
God.
Yeah, Tupac is a god.
Yeah.
That's how it is. That's how it is.
That nigga didn't shield himself from the bullets though.
God.
If he was down, he would have been able to send them bullets back. Go ahead, I'll read it again. Hey, a God is not supposed to die.
God.
You know? They gonna say, oh, but he's still alive because we still listen to his music. He's still relevant. We still talking about him. He's still alive through his legacy, his music. Fuck out of here.
Hey, you really got any new music?
This is going into
That was it.
Elijah and the bullets, and he told them to call on their gods. And he's gonna call on the name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So in that day, all you niggas calling your gods, what you worship and you follow and you give reference to, and the real men of the Lord gonna call on the name of the Lord, the true name of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai.
Right. Or get Hosea 2. Doing like 15, I think.
It's Hosea chapter 2, verse 15. And I will give her vineyards from thence, and the valley of Anchor for a door of hope, and she shall sing there in the days of her youth, and as in the day when she came up out of the land of Egypt.
Go ahead.
And it shall be at that day, saith the Lord, that thou shalt call me Ishi,
which is Ayasha. I think it's Ayash, which means husband. All right. Go ahead.
and so
Because we're the bride of the Most High. We're married unto the Heavenly Father as a nation. You see, when these jakes come up here with these foreign philosophies, they're committing adultery against the Most High. You know, that's what they're doing. Even when they call on the name Jesus, that name is attached to the idols. Serapis Christus, Cesare Borgia, you know, that same demonic entity. That's not the name of the Lord. He is not for the. You don't glorify the Lord using a name that's attached to idols.
Con.
You will not use one unto another.
That's what you mean.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I think that's about
that's why I read what I read.
Yeah, man. The Lord's gonna take away the names of those idols, so we can call upon them, so we don't give our glory to another, man.
And not even the heathen don't call on the mother either. They don't call me out also.
Yeah, go ahead,
That thou shalt call me Ishi, and shalt call me no more Bali.
Yep.
For I will take.
There's going to be a more intimate connection with the Most High in that day. You know, like a husband and wife versus like a God versus a subject.
For I will take away the names of Baalim out of her mouth, and they shall no more be remembered by their name.
The names of what?
Baalim.
Yeah, the names of Baalim. You know, that's Satan, man. The different names of Baalim, man. You know, Jake was worshiping the Queen of Heaven.
I think
they called upon the name
was like lords or something.
Yeah, it means Lord. It means Lord. But you making these idols your Lord.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, they was worshiping the Queen of Heaven. You know, Ishtar, Ashtaroth. The same recycled deities of the ancient Hamites, man. You know, and all that did was corrupt our people's manner, their behavior. It was doing the vain shit that the heathens do. You know? That's why the Lord allowed these other nations that serve those idols rule over Jacob. You know? If you want to worship a God, matter of fact, I'll put that entire nation over you. You'll see how that God that you serve, you'll see how certain that God treats you.
Sorry.
You serve Christianity, that plantation Christianity, well, look how the so-called white man, look what he did to you when he gave you this religion.
Okay.
You know? He walked all over you. He made you hate the color of your own skin with that image. He psychologically just mind-fucked y'all, man. He made you docile. You don't have a fighting bone in your body, man. You have no fight in you.
Hey, look at the Jedi.
Yeah, he was effeminate as hell, man.
Kind.
I've never seen an effeminate Gadite, man.
I like that.
Not on that level, man.
Oh, that's what I was saying.
Total effeminate, man. That's what Christianity do to our people, man. But that's what happens when you serve these guys. It puts a whole nother demonic energy on you, man. A whole nother spirit. You know? Go ahead. Yep.
Okay. That was the end of Hosea. Keep going, Hosea.
Verse 16.
Yeah, I read 16. Or 17.
Read 17.
For I will take away the name of Baalim out of her mouth, and there shall no more be remembered in their name. And in that day I will make a covenant for them with the beasts of the field and the fowls of heaven, and with the creeping things of the ground.
That's it.
That's it.
17.
No, you said you was
Bring out the judges.
Okay, it's Judges chapter 10, verse 14. Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen, let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation. And the children of Israel said unto the Lord, we have sinned, do thou unto us whatsoever seemeth good unto thee, deliver us only, we pray thee, this day. And they were put away the strange gods from among them and served the Lord, and his soul was grieved for the misery of Israel.
And that was only for a short amount of time.
Yeah.
I went back into the idols. Revelation chapter 21, verse 7. He that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his power, and he shall be my son. But the fearful and unbelieving, and the abominable, and the murderers, and the whoremongers, and the sorcerers, and idolaters, and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death.
That accounts for like 90% of the people here in this country, man. You know, it's a small number of men that's gonna make it out of here. You know,
It's gotta be some Jakes in other countries, I think. When we Americanized Jakes.
Con.
I gotta breathe. It's Psalms 96:5. For all the gods of the nations are idols, but the Lord had made the heavens.
All other,
There's not mind white people to you.
huh?
You want mind white people to you?
It's just about the spirit, not about the skin color.
I'm just making sure. That's
It's
it. You
about the
know.
spirit, not about the skin.
Man, I like what you're all saying. I like the message. It's cool. And I do agree that he was not a Caucasian. You know, I mean, duh. Look at where he came from. Like, hello.
You got a whole lot of our people think he was so-called white man. Yeah. Remember we used to do that? Y'all remember back in the day, we used to put that image out, step on it, and get a blessing, and then they'll break their legs. That's how much power that image really had on them. We used to bring that back one day.
Even if our people say, "Oh, he's not a white man," it's the whole, this whole philosophy that he brings.
Yeah.
Right.
Democracy,
Yeah.
you know, the whole American way. That's
Tied by that.
And when you see that image, that false image of the Lord, you don't think of an austere man.
Con.
You know, you think of a docile white man that tells you, hey, you could do whatever you wanted to. Love any and everything. You could be a homosexual. I still love you. You know, you can do what the hell, do as thou wilt. That's what you see when you look at him. Yeah. You ain't gotta have no discipline, no standard, or nothing. That's what Christianity is all about.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know about this. Like, I don't want to say too much about no, but I'm recognizing people put me on it. Like about 8-9 months now. You know what I'm saying? So, well, I gotta get off that Esau thing. Once I see the Esau, I'm like, no, Esau. I'm like, oh, wow. That's off Esau. And I saw that stuff. That's what God really said, you know? Being in the churches, God saying, women should not do this and all that. How women, it's just everything. Yeah, I know. You know? But he says, only 1/3 come back for it. So I gotta put that in my head because I'd be like, man, I want to save everybody. I want everybody to come and wake up, but so yeah, for everybody. But yeah, I'm learning right now, man. Still back to the homework, but I know he says, know better to do better, you know? All that thinking backwards, you know that stuff. So, man.
Not running the full years, you can't.
Yeah, that part too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that part too.
Where you
know,
from?
they're telling me this daily, you do the job. That's that devil stuff. Yeah, I got you. That is something I know. I'm used to that I'm doctoring already. Saying you keep on. They say, you know.
Because like, the fact that so we're trying to learn our way through that.
Yeah. I walked in here with my wife. I tell her all this is coming down. Yeah. It's coming down.
And we don't want to be a part of that.
No.
You know? So so as a stern admonishment, when you learn something, hey, the easy way to learn, like the brothers out here now. You got a question, you live here?
Yeah, I'm in Vegas. I met some people before. They told me the church is on
This is the church.
Sahara.
This is
Well,
the
not
real
church.
church.
Let me take that church thing out anyway.
This is the real church right here.
Yeah, where they're at normally is Maryland and Sahara.
That's how you see.
But I haven't been in there
They were
yet.
the purple, right?
Yeah, I haven't been in there yet. So, see the difference? Because I know
Yeah, there is
this. See, that's where I'm at too. So, people talk about.
We don't give you everything, including the name of the Heavenly Father. They're not going to give you the real name that we're supposed to call on. We don't give you everything. Hey, if it's in this book, we going to give. If you can conceive the question out of this book, you can answer it out of this book.
That's what's up. I appreciate it.
problem. We're here every week, yo. Every Sunday.
So what's the name of it?
We're Great Millstone.
We watch a lot of Bishop Nathaniel.
Yeah. IUIC.
IUIC.
Yeah, which is Israel United in Christ.
That's where I'm at.
But we know his name ain't Christ.
Okay.
We know that. They know his name ain't Christ. But we're supposed to teach our people that want to know, that can go that deep, the real name of the Heavenly Father. Because that's the code that we're supposed to.
All right. That's what's up.
You know?
Okay.
So if you do go to them, if you do, press them about teaching you the real name. Can I get it? Sure, you got it. 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 10. But the Most High, Yahweh, have revealed them unto us by his Spirit, for the Spirit searches all things, the deep things of Yahweh. We over here, we search everything, the deep things, to make sure, because he required that.
Okay.
Right.
He don't want no stone unturned.
Yeah, all that.
But how else we gonna prove our faith and our benefits if we ain't putting the work in? Study to show thyself approved unto the Most High God. Rightly dividing the word of truth. We saying Christ and Jesus and Christ blessed and all that.
I'm learning it all, man. This is something else, man. Everything he says that I ain't never heard. I ain't never read.
It's hard.
So the best kept secret, yeah, man.
I'm telling you, it's hard. But we don't know it. If you don't do it,
Right.
it's gonna be harder.
That's what I got. All right,
bro.
Like it says,
Okay.
but like it says, the Lord's sheep hear his voice. So the Spirit's gonna direct you to the true men if it's appointed. If the Spirit is working with you. If the Spirit ain't working with you, the Lord's gonna guide you to the false guys out there. Yeah? He's gonna lead you to the false prophets that come to you in sheep's clothing, even though they're wolves, man. You know?
Say that again.
What is it? Laser show. That's Fremont. Fremont.
Yeah, we say we look like two guys. We are spiritual two guys.
Yeah.
Spiritual two guys. Jeez, they come with me. You see men out here in robes and Bibles and all of this, and signs of America being destroyed, and you guys say, what a laser show?
Follow your saying.
Hey, Con, as in the days of Noah.
You gonna see some lasers.
Yeah, he gonna get that laser show. He gonna get that laser show, all right. From one end of the earth to the other.
1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 9. Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahweh Bashem Shai? Hold that. I'm gonna get wisdom of Solomon. Because what's the kingdom of heaven start with? Start with right?
Con.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1.
I know what you're calling it.
You can't taste it.
Hey, that's why the Jacob the throne, he couldn't taste it. That sodomite Gadite. I ain't gonna even call him a Gadite. Gad means truth. That wasn't no Gad. He's a straight up drunk sodomite Native American. Straight up velvet cake Native American. Yeah, the Mexican hill. This wisdom ain't for these people, man. You can't mix this precious jewel, this wisdom, with the contaminated wine of the world, man. It doesn't mix.
Con.
You know? If you try to mix that together, the Lord, he ain't gonna allow you to taste of this, man. This is pure, man.
What it say? Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 3. For froward thoughts separate from the Most High, and His power when it is
perverse thoughts.
Yep.
Perverse.
Looking too deep when the answer's right in front of your face. And I don't mean like just us, but the evidence of the Most High, the truth of the Most High God is right in front of you. This guy that was just up here, he's like, okay, I'm searching, I'm learning 8-9 months. You should be in chose.
Hey,
the
bro.
path that you gonna take.
The real truth, it had them itching, bro. It had them itching.
You can't get. Come on,
You'll
bro.
be on fire for this, man.
Right.
Kind.
I know their school is over there. The name pressing you. They don't. I see them talk about the destruction. Don't prophesy about that. Be like, hey, you better hurry up and get this. We gonna press. Hey, get this. You better burn the Lord and call to get into the secret tower.
He was trying to learn. He was still been up there.
Kind.
Yeah.
You know,
He had that woman. His woman was on his presence.
his wife was ready.
She turned her back like
She was ready to go.
That's why they. But he
She gave him the signal.
Yeah, he wanna know enough. But that's the camp. That's the camp.
Perfect camp for
Yeah.
you want to please your wife, go to IUIC.
Absolutely. You don't please the Lord. Hey, he that cares for
Yeah.
He that cares for the Lord, how he may please the Lord. I forgot how to
He got his unmarried.
Kind. He that is unmarried, care for the things of the Lord.
Right. That's right. It says back
Because they push the whole thing. It's all about marriage.
you gotta have
You gotta go to the state and sign that certificate, that contract, and allow Esau to be a third party over your marriage.
They have shit where they set up.
Kind.
That a doctrine, bro. He made sure that's mandatory among their
The
congregation.
one that I know for a fact in this camp, I mean the one in here in Vegas, bro. If you got a husband of the world, but as a woman and you believe,
Yeah, you gotta.
divorce him and marry a brother in the camp.
And they have up those Christian mingle type.
Yeah,
They do that at the Passover.
Yeah.
They do it at the Passover.
Wicked ass niggas.
white and gold, bro. They about to white and gold.
Yeah, like they pure, like they been through the fire, like they been through tribulation. They don't understand that. They don't.
She said she slept with Nate and
This woman got super bodies on her, man.
Oh, they're the type of Israelites, they're gonna get the chick.
Oh yeah, they gonna put that nigga doctrine. It ain't.
But they already believe it. They market the beast. So they feel. I did a video on that. They basically say and market that shit. I'm still keeping the commandments. That's literally what they say.
Kind.
Tell me what they say.
Isn't that cleansing your flesh? That's the damn law.
And we said that. Listen. We said that's why Pacquiao didn't want to take the Mayweather test. He didn't want to break that law. Right. Now, he might have been hiding something also, but that's what he used as his excuse. He didn't want everybody had it back then. So we didn't take that test. Anyway, it says, verse 3 again, Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 3. For froward thoughts separate from the Most High God, and his power, when it is tried, reproveth the unwise. For into a malicious soul, wisdom shall not enter. And that's the kingdom of heaven. It starts with this wisdom first. To get the first taste of the kingdom of heaven, you need this wisdom.
Kind.
So if you can't get this wisdom, kingdom of heaven, you ain't get to go straight to the kingdom of heaven. It says, Lord, dwell in the body that is subject to sin. That guy that can't make it. And a Hindu nigga can't make it. Mexican can't make it. So for the Holy Spirit of discipline will flee deceit and remove from thoughts that are without understanding and will not abide when unrighteousness cometh in. You letting all that other. That's why everyone that claim they know the Bible up here that came up today, they didn't just leave the religion of Christianity and the Bible, they went into a whole other philosophy. They didn't just stay away from everything at that point.
Which means they never had a foundation.
Kind.
Right.
None of them. Every last person that do that, and they leave and they go to this religion and that religion, but then they start to take bits and pieces from it all, and they create their own little delusion. That's because they did not have a foundation. solid
You
foundation.
can't do it.
You're gonna always be shaky. You know?
We can't just agree that the Bible don't exist with one script. We threw the Bible.
You denounce the Bible from
the whole Bible
from one word.
because of one word talking about Abraham. Get out of here, man. And you don't understand what you're doing. And you go back to your script, bro.
1 Corinthians 6 and 9. Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahweh Shem Shai?
Because the wisdom, Melissa soul, which is the first part of the kingdom of heaven. The wisdom is the first part of the kingdom of heaven.
You get this real quick. This Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, and verse 27, it says, and being but one, she can do all things. Talking about wisdom and remaining in herself. She maketh all things new, and in all ages entering into holy souls.
Holy souls. Separate what?
Kind.
And like our Lord Yahweh Shai, separate from sinners. You know? Even though we've sinned, we're separate. We're being separated from that spirit and that vibration of sin. By practicing the law, like we told that whatever you call it earlier, the drunk ass rat out.
It says, she maketh them friends of the Most High and prophets that dwelleth with wisdom.
That dwelleth with wisdom. When you jump up in there, it said wisdom is the 6th chapter, I think. It said wisdom brings to the kingdom.
And it says he loveth none other than those that dwell with wisdom.
So the heirs, that'll be his.
If you can't enter into the kingdom, the Lord don't. He didn't.
You can't come to the party.
You can't come. He doesn't love you. You know.
You can get an invitation.
He ain't finna give which is holy unto the dogs.
Kind.
He ain't finna cast his pearl to swine. Right? That Mexican Hindu, that wasn't even curry goat. That's a curry. That was a curry pork chop taco. That's what that was.
You said curry cornitas.
Yeah, curry carnita. That's what that was. That was a curry al pastor.
Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind.
Yeah, he looked like he been abused with mankind on purpose.
Nor thieves, nor covetous, nor drunkards, nor revilers, nor extortioners shall inherit the kingdom of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua.
And you can't get in, man. Because you can't, because doing all those things, everybody knows now. But all those things that is named are unwise. Right? So if you can't be wise, you can't come in.
Because his wisdom is pure. If you're constantly doing impure things, then what's pure cannot enter into you. Okay? Because matter of fact, Wisdom of Solomon 7 and 22, it says, for wisdom, which is the worker of all things, taught me. For in her is an understanding spirit, holy, one only, manifold, subtle, lively, clear, undefiled. And those things that the brother read in Corinthians, those are things that defiles you, man. It defiles your flesh and your thoughts, your mind, man. Your spirit is defiled, man. When you serve idols, you defile your temple, man.
Kind.
It says, plain, not subject to hurt, loving the thing that is good, quick, which cannot be letted, ready to do good, kind to men, steadfast, sure, free from care, having all power, overseeing all things, and going through all understanding, pure and most subtle spirits. You know? that's not going to enter into a wicked demon, man. All right? That's why what people have in this world is false wisdom. Because it tells you in Sirach 19, the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. You know? You just have the knowledge of the tree of evil. You know? Hey, but the serpent was right. It opened up your eyes to wickedness. Now you know good and evil. That will make you on the level of a God of knowing those things, man.
Yeah, but only if you can apply the good. If you apply the evil, in this world you're like a God, but you can't get to that higher level without doing the good.
And it's like, why is it that these different doctrines or philosophies that these people hold so dearly for themselves? You would think that it would have some type of profit to their life. It's always the most bugged out, out of shape, unhealthy people that's attaching themselves to these other philosophies out there, man. That shows you in itself that these jakes are like it says in Jeremiah, they make themselves a broken system that can't hold water. You know, it's not even profiting you. You get into this other madness, it ain't even doing. It's not making you spiritually elevate on a level. You know, you're not getting any wiser. It's making you actually more idiotic, man, and more reprobate.
That's what he read in Hosea, 4th chapter.
You know, it ain't getting you closer to the Most High. It's furthering you away from the Heavenly Father. You know, you ain't pleasing them. You displeasing them. You know. So I'm supposed to find Hinduism, but Hinduism, it's not teaching me to care for my diet. It's not teaching me to heal myself with natural herbs of the earth.
It has no laws, statutes, commandments that will show me how to live righteously. There's no judgments in Hinduism for breaking laws and sin.
Exactly. That was it, man. Who was holding?
I had 1 Corinthians 2 and 12.
Second Corinthians?
Yeah, 1 Corinthians 2 and 12. 1 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 12. Now we have received not the spirit of the world, but the spirit which is of the Most High, that we might know the things that are freely given to us. And all those different philosophies are the spirit of the world. Buddhism, Hinduism, Christianity,
Islam, Egyptology, you know, Pan-Africanism, or Blackism. That's all it is, man. Just nutshell, all that bullshit. It's just Blackism, darkness. All right, go ahead.
which things also we speak, not in the words which man's not in the words which man's wisdom teaches. You know, all those things are what Esau gives you, what man teaches you.
Mm-hmm. Yep. The fear of the Lord is taught by the precepts of
mankind.
It's not coming from a higher perspective, a higher level. Coming from an earthly level of things. When they like I said in Corinthians, when they knew when they knew not God or glorified Him as God, but made Him like unto
creeping things
on earth,
But which the Holy Spirit teacheth, comparing spiritual things with spiritual. But the natural man received not the things of the Spirit of the Most High, for they are foolishness unto him.
That's why it says, how long will you simple ones love simplicity? Because you rather be on the natural level as beasts than be on the spiritual higher level and be complex with the blessings of the Lord.
Yeah, you stumble off of one word.
The whole
it says, it's just said allegory.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that he's the allegory.
It was an
Abraham's allegory.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It didn't mean that him or Hagar or Ishmael or Isaac, that they were allegory.
You trying to say
He didn't read it right. You didn't read it right.
Bro, by him saying that, that's saying Abraham didn't live at all. That means you're not here then. You shouldn't be alive then.
That's what he said. So he said it doesn't. So that means everything in the Bible is not real. Because of that one statement right in the back of the book. The whole book is not
And we
real.
went to the definition in the blue letter, didn't we? Yeah.
It wasn't in the blue letter though. I think it was the blue letter.
So if we went to when we go on the definition of blue letter, it can mean something completely different. But Jake is simple. Jake is just on that one layer where the surface layer.
And he said it too.
Allegory is what? A symbol, right? Something symbolic. Something that represents something.
Yeah, to tell.
With hidden meaning. Meaning. You know? That was nothing really difficult to understand, man. But something that small is your stumbling block.
And the symbolism of it was that the promises wasn't given to the firstborn Ishmael.
As a custom.
Exactly.
To the son of the prophet.
And he said something hidden, and it's hidden from these 2/3 niggas in the world.
Yep.
It's only given to the prophets.
Well, really, he didn't give us the definition of allegory. We had to look it up.
Yeah.
Right.
So his definition probably was different.
Oh yeah.
That's why I said no. That's why I said we just gonna skip all that, look it up. But I was also thinking was somebody showed him that. Somebody showed him that one. They didn't read the context. He said he read it over and over and over. You didn't read it. Somebody showed you that.
Yeah.
I know somebody would have shown. So when it says allegory, what does that mean? Why would that be it? Because it's not real. And they told him the whole breakdown of the site. He believed.
There was a seducing spirit that showed him.
Yep,
That's like saying parable. Oh, the whole scripture. Wait.
Yeah.
They don't. In parable, that means he wasn't. It wasn't true. It wasn't real because they were telling the parable. Idiots, man. I finish this. For they are foolishness unto him. Neither can he know them because they are spiritually discerned.
No.
Well, tell us what's the reference.
Jeremiah chapter 2, I'm going to start at verse 3. So Israel was holiness unto the Lord and the first fruits of his increase. And that devour him, and all that devour him shall offend. Evil shall come upon them, said the Lord Yahweh. Hear ye the word of the Lord Yahweh, O house of Jacob, and all the families of the house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, what iniquity have your fathers found in me, that that they are gone far from me, and have walked after vanity, and are become vain? Like, what have they found? Like, what excuse have I given you to not believe and trust in me? Why would you leave off from somewhere that was good? Right? It says, neither said they, where was the Lord that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, that led us through the wilderness, through a land of deserts and of pits, through a land of drought and the shadow of death. And the shadow of death also ties into here. He's leading us through this. We're still here with an opportunity to get up out of here. It says, through a land that no man passed through and where no man dwelt. That's it, right? It says, and I brought you into a plentiful country to eat the fruit thereof and the goodness thereof. But when ye entered, ye defiled my land and made my inheritance an abomination. And that's what the guy literally did. He made everything that he was supposed to be learning out of the Bible, it became an abomination to where he threw it up and got rid of it and went to another God. And that's what a lot of our people do. Somebody told him, the white man gave you that book and you had nothing for it. How many times somebody told us that? We say, no, but we got the right understanding of the book now. Yeah, man corrupted a lot of our people and destroy our people. Yes, it was used that way. But with the proper understanding, it does what it was supposed to do. But you initially believed it what it was doing. But it only does it with the right spirit of the Heavenly Father, with the spirit of the Yahweh Shema. I I wasn't going to read all the way down to the part that you quoted. But it leads to the point that you quoted though. Why would you go with things that don't benefit you? I'm only going to do it for you. I'm going to check this out. Let me jump down to it.
Yeah, jump down to that.
Verse. Verse 11. Yeah. Chapter 2, verse 11. Hath the nation changed their gods, which are yet no gods?
Yeah, these other nations, they're faithful to their God until they come to a Babylon, though.
Yep.
But outside of that, like if they wherever they at in their own country, man, they serve their God.
Yep.
They're very devoted. Man.
They praying 6 times a day.
Yeah,
all of that shit.
They do all the crazy. They put themselves in life danger just to serve them idols that man created.
Yeah.
You know, we got the power that created the heavens, man, and everything that you see. Because you can't see him, you refuse to believe that he exists. You know, you got Jake becoming atheist.
That's like niggas in the wilderness when they wanted to go talk to Yahushua on top of the mount. Like, like, who are you? That's the same spirit is back today. These niggas, they won't believe until they want to go. You know, they thinking the Lord is dealing directly with them on some kind of level.
They want something tangible. That they can call God, that they can worship.
That's why it's the battle of intangibility, which is your faith. That's why that's the test. And that's why the majority of them not going to pass this test.
That's another reason why Christianity has all those idols in their church, like the cross, Mary, and
so when you're looking up, you can connect that way visually, carnally. It says, but my people have changed their glory. Because, hey, that proves right there that Yahweh is our glory. Being able to call on the Heavenly Father, that's where our glory, that's where our power is. Change that glory for that which do not profit. Be astonished, O ye heavens, at this, and be horribly afraid. Be ye very desolate, said the Lord Yahweh. For my people have committed 2 evils. They have forsaken me, the fountains of living water, and hewn out cisterns, broken cisterns that hold no water.
That's that whatever bullshit that Mexican Hindu was bringing, and that other nigga that was bringing blackism. You know, there's no profit in blackism, man. Are you still getting shot down by the local police department? All right, you still gonna pack the jails out. All right, you're still gonna be out of job. You're gonna be first fired, last hired, first fired. You know, it doesn't change anything. There's no profit in blackism, man. All right, learning what the fuck it says on the hieroglyphs. That's not gonna do nothing for your condition, man.
Well,
it isn't doing anything for you.
Knowledge is power, bro. Knowledge of bullshit is power. Knowledge of things that don't profit you, that's not power. This profits us.
Correct.
And we've seen the power in calling on the name of Yahweh.
Correct.
We've seen it. That's tangible to us now. We've lived through that. You know? The power of faith. I'm gonna jump down.
We speaking, what we're doing is powerful. We speaking words that's actually coming to life.
Yep.
And these are really not our words. We're speaking the word of the Most High. As we're speaking these words, they're actually fulfilling. They're actually coming to pass, man. We speaking the things to existence. All right? You guys, y'all just trying to come up with all type of solutions and doctrines to figure shit out about your heritage, and you just keep coming short. That's why it's a buffet of philosophy and religions within that whole black unconscious shit, man. You know?
But the consistent, of everybody is, what's your verse was that guy that was watching the thing that was calling out nobody? It's a regular name. It's a name. Anyway, what he said.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hassan Campbell.
Yeah.
He said, one thing I noticed about the black unconscious movement, all you niggas is still niggas. Y'all are still niggas. You can't do nothing with black people, man. It's just still niggas.
Same nigga shit.
But the difference between us, like the Bible says, you will know them by the love they have for one another. That they are my servants.
You know, we're separate from this world. We don't have the same mentality, you know. We don't have the same manner of behavior. Totally different, totally separate from this world. You know?
I got a couple verses. It says, verse 19, thine own wickedness shall correct thee, and thy backslidings shall reprove thee. Know therefore and see that it is an evil thing and bitter that thou hast forsaken the Lord thy power, and that my fear is not in thee, saith the Lord of hosts. Verse 21.
When you constantly forsake your power source, you're gonna always be weak, man. You will never have strength or might.
Yep.
You know, you niggas wonder why you just, no matter what you do, you can't come out of this condition. It's because you wandered away from your power source, the Heavenly Father, man. You know,
you can never see a way out either. Because
you try to do it economically, fail. You know.
Verse 21, it says, yet I have planted thee a noble vine, holy, a right seed. How then art thou turned into a degenerate plant and a strange vine unto me?
Man, the Most High don't even recognize you, man. You just completely turned out, man. You just far gone. You know, just totally broken, beyond repair, man. You know?
We're cast into the fire, man.
I'll get one more scripture. We're going to wrap up. It's Isaiah 48 and 11. It says, I'm going to start at verse 9. It says, for my name's sake will I defer my anger. For my praise will I refrain for thee, that I cut thee not off.
I have to refrain because I'm going to cut everybody.
Yeah. Behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction. And that's the elect that he's going to try. He's going to put us through the fire. And then those of us that make it out, that means we have been purified. Our faith has been purified through the tribulation and the temptation. And it proved us to be pure, man. All right. It says, I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction for my own sake. Even for my own will I do it, for how should my name be polluted? And I will not give my glory unto another. So hey, the Most High, His glory is going to be through the elect. They're going to call upon His name. It tells you in Surat, in the elect shall praise His holy name. He's going to give them crowns for standing stiffly for the name of the Lord. Second Ezra, you know. So basically his glory is being given to him through his elect. The rest of Israel, they're giving vain glory to emptiness. That's what those idols are, it's just emptiness. Alright? So anyway, you know, we're gonna wrap up. We're gonna give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh.
Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Yahushai.
Double honors to the elder apostles who rule well, and blessings and salutations, Shalom Alaikum, to the tabernacle of David, the whole elect. Keep pushing, keep striving. We're almost up out of here. Shalom.